they would be involved for 30 days. And at the end of that 30-day period, if there was no agreement, the federal government would impose a contract on a private workplace for 2 years. So they would decide what the conditions of employment are. And it's kind of almost like a binding arbitration. It's not we take one side or the other. That's not in the bill as far as I know. They may change it. But the bottom line says that the federal government will basically impose a contract on private businesses after 120 days if there is no contract agreement. That's what the bill does. And that's what they're talking about right now in a Senate committee that Josh Hawley sits on, where he's invited Teamster Union President Sean O'Brien to testify in favor of this bill.
Oh, boy. And will Sean O'Brien do that? Because it sounds like the exact opposite of what Right to Work is all about.
Yeah, exactly. He's there, and he's going to be reveling in this because he's quote one of the Republican witnesses in this hearing today. This committee is, despite the fact that Republicans have 53 Senate seats or whatever it is, the ratio is a simply one vote majority. And of course, Josh Hawley was invited by the chairman of the committee to invite a witness, and Josh picked Sean O'Brien, the Teamster president, to come in, who's going to be a very strong advocate for this bill.
Why?
Because he wants the federal government to increase union power over getting contracts negotiated that in states that don't have right to work laws would impose forced unionism on employees. It's they talk about labor law reform, Vic, and we agree. The labor law that was written in the 1930s needs to be reformed. Mm-hmm. We have a solution. We have a one-page bill, Senate Bill 533, that we hope they'll talk about today in the committee hearing as well. They may not talk about it as favorably as I'm going to right now, but it's a one-page bill that doesn't add a single word to federal law. It simply changes the bias in the federal imposition of forced unionism, saying the default is in favor of voluntary unionism as opposed to forced unionism, was written into federal law right now. That's a simple fix. A one-page bill that doesn't add a single word to federal law sounds a whole lot better than giving the federal government or union officials more power over the American worker.
Boy, this is a convoluted thing here, Mark. We're talking to Mark Mix.
I'm sorry, Vic.
No, it's not your fault. We're talking to Mark Mix, president of Right to Work Foundation. I mean, again, I'll say this again. The first time I heard about Right to Work, what I got out of it was Right to Work wants to support workers so that they don't have to pay the union dues for that money to go towards political issues that you don't agree with. I mean, isn't that what the whole thing started?
And the opposition is really trying to promote the division of it and how it so hurts certain people like unions, and it really doesn't, does it?
Not at all, Ken. And Vic, you're right. I mean, that's basically one of the primary injustices of forced unionism is that the idea that you have to pay dues to a private organization and then turns around and advocates political positions, ideological positions, economic positions, perhaps even in the contract that governs your work that you disagree with. And, when you talk about the First Amendment and freedom of association, we've made this argument all the time. Union officials have the ability to force you to associate with them in context of keeping your job. That's the fundamental injustice. And then to add insult to injury, they can force you to pay for the injustice of taking away your right to associate with yourself. Nothing in federal labor policy stops anyone, Vic, and you've made this point before, that stops anyone from joining a union or participating in a union as they wish, giving their entire paycheck to a union. But the idea that you can take away, if Ken and I can vote today to take away your right, Vic, to speak with your employer, there's an injustice there. And then we get to take the money from your paycheck for taking away your associational rights. That's the kind of labor policy reform that Josh Hawley and Sean O'Brien would push, is an expansion of that power. That basically saying you may not even get a chance to vote on the contract that governs your employees or governs your conditions of employment if the federal government engages in the Hawley bill and takes it to 120 days and imposes conditions on you that you didn't vote for, didn't accept, and the union didn't even get to vote for in the context of this thing going to its full extent of enforcement, saying the employer doesn't approve it, the union doesn't approve it, and the employees don't get to vote on it, but the federal government would impose working conditions on a private business if the Hawley bill would pass and if negotiations went on for 120 days.
So two things. One, very briefly, we don't need to discuss it, but at this company we work at here at Epic STL, the owners of NewstalkSTL, I can go across the hall and talk to the owner anytime I want. Just want to say that.
Right.
So love that.
And I would not mind taking some of Vic's money, even though I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, we'll work on that.
I also want the right to take Ken out back and beat him. So this Sean O'Brien, he's an enigma, isn't he? I mean, Teamsters never, ever sided with any Republican about anything for 100 years. And now all of a sudden, Sean O'Brien is sneaking in with Josh Hawley's bill and going to testify in favor of a Republican's bill. It's like upside down world.
Yeah, and Vic, the Teamsters have played footsies with the Republicans in the past. If you remember, there were I think one of the former president of the Teamsters was an FBI informant, Jackie Presser, and they always, it's like Lucy in the football, with Charlie Brown. They always put the football down and say, hey, if you do the right thing, we'll endorse you. And then right at the moment where you're trying to kick the ball, she pulls it away. And that's kind of what the unions are doing, although Sean O'Brien's taking a different tack. You remember this, when he surveyed the Teamster membership about who they wanted to support in the presidential race, over 60% of the Teamsters that responded to that survey said they were supporting Donald Trump. Sean O'Brien did a second survey, if I understand how this all worked, and the same result came in. I think it was a little bit higher the second time. And so the courageous thing that Sean O'Brien did was didn't endorse anyone. He said, well, we're not going to endorse anyone because Donald Trump said he would not oppose a national right to work law, which would protect workers from being forced to pay dues. He said he agreed with everything that Trump wanted to do. And certainly we know that private sector union members in America voted in the majority for Donald Trump, despite the fact that union officials and Sean O'Brien's union gave significant cash to the Democrat candidates for the state Senate, or for the United States Senate and for the House of Representatives. And they gave money to, I think, the Democrat Party that helps Kamala Harris in their race. But the bottom line is that he basically said, oh, I'm not going to endorse anyone because my membership is in favor of Donald Trump. So he did the courageous thing, didn't do anything. But now somehow he's a champion of this labor law reform that actually would give him more power over the American workforce. And it's crazy stuff. You're right, Vic. It feels like it's kind of upside down. Although our problems are not necessarily with the Democrats. We know where they stand on the issue of forced unionism. The problem is we've got Republicans like Josh Hawley who come up with the wrong solution to a problem that he thinks he has, where how do we keep American rank and file workers on the Republican side of the aisle? He thinks you do it by giving union officials more power. We think we do it by standing up for individual rights, freedom, and liberty, and supporting the policies that they supported in the campaign, which were securing the border, lower taxes, lower regulation, keeping boys out of girls' locker rooms and girls' sports. Those are the things that attracted most rank and file workers to Donald Trump's campaign, not the expansion of forced unionism.
All right, about a minute left, Mark. I mean, I guess I don't understand things, because when Sean O'Brien was invited to the RNC, accepted that invitation and spoke to the Republicans, and then the Democrats didn't even invite him, and he didn't endorse President Trump when, like you're saying, the survey of union members overwhelmingly for President Trump, and he didn't endorse him. I think that's a red flag to union members. Maybe we need a change at the top.
Well, he's a politician too, Vic. He's running for election. I think he's up for a general election next year, and the delegate process for the Teamsters election is beginning already. The delegate numbers are being distributed to the local unions across the country. Delegates are being elected that'll go to the national convention. There's some controversy there. There always is in Teamster elections. You always have two factions in the Teamsters elections: the people that are in power and the people that are out of power. So he's up for election too. So he's got the message that he's got to be a little more interested in Trump's policies because his membership is, according to his own internal polling.
I guess I'll just never get it, Mark, because, Sean Fain, I think his name is, from the UAW, said the same thing. Our workers will vote for Donald Trump, but I'm going to endorse Kamala Harris instead.
Yeah. So exactly.
I just don't
get it. Good for you, Vic. You remember that, yeah.
And this bill is just been introduced. It hasn't passed the Senate. It's got a long, long way to go. So maybe it won't see the light of day.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see. We'll get a recap of the hearing here shortly. They're probably talking right now about this bill in the Senate committee. You can tune into that on C-SPAN, I think, or the committee's website and see what's happening. I know you guys like to be live. I've been crowded out by live before on the Vic Porcelli Show, so I will allow you to go there if you want. But listen, thanks for the opportunity to talk about it. I always appreciate it, and I want some walk-up music.
Okay, God.
Yeah.
Next time, get them walk-up
music.
music.
Some suggestions and everything, yeah.
All right. Mark, thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Ken.
See you, Mark.
All right. Mark Mix.
Vic Porcelli.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to correct anybody anymore.
No?
Because my son is now pronouncing his name Porcelli.
I think that's the best testament you can have if your son does it.
What was I supposed to do? My grandfather changed it
Right.
from Porcelli to Porcelli. He wanted it to sound less Italian because Italians were, discriminated against like any other ethnicity, and he just didn't want it to sound that. It's like, Porcelli, hey, what are you, a guinea? Get out of here.
Well, do me a favor, though, for the sake of the brand.
Yeah, got it.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Great point,
Maybe
Ken.
keep it here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Chris and Tim, our great afternoon show will be at Harpo's in Chesterfield for a live broadcast and happy hour from 4 to 6 o'clock. It's located right in the heart of West County. Harpo's Chesterfield offers an excellent sports bar atmosphere, spacious patio, and Chris and Tim, better than all that stuff. Harpo's STL for more information, harposstl.com for more information to Chris and Tim there this Friday. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Woosh.
Are we doing fake news next, Ken?
Woosh.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. Live and local.
Well, here's what's on my mind. I think I got the solution to immigration.
News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
News Talk STL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Bunny Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the St. Louis radio airways for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Bunny Radio every weekend on News Talk STL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeBunnyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years. I also strive to educate my clients on how to prepare for retirement, minimize the impact of market volatility on their assets, and deal with the challenges of increased longevity. Call me today at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Remember those magical moments in Mom's kitchen? The heavenly aroma of fresh baked cookies? At Trolley Stop Bakery in Chesterfield's Forum Shopping Center, our co-op of talented bakers has been perfecting that homemade magic for 4 decades. From the gooeyest cookies in town to custom pies, cobblers, and cakes, everything's made from scratch, just like Mom and Grandma's recipes. Need that perfect corporate gift? We ship our famous cookies nationwide. The Trolley Stop Bakery, 67 Forum Shopping Center, or TrolleyStopBakery.com. Because some traditions are too sweet not to share.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Forget about it.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
And welcome to it. Best bumper. Now, hold on. Before we go any further here, we were just talking to Mark Mix, president of Right to Work, and some unions, and Josh Hawley's bill not allowing union workers to go to their boss, right?
Right.
And I don't know if you heard it when we were doing it.
I try to listen.
Thank you. I said here at News Talk STL, I can go across the hall and talk to the owner of the company without a problem.
Yes.
And I guess you heard that because you brought me a French cruller.
Look at you.
Well, in full disclosure, it was Teresa who said, take Vic his donut.
You know,
and I said,
a
okay.
Smart, good-looking woman right
Yeah.
there. You hold on.
Wow.
To her.
Agreed.
All right?
Agreed.
I love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks.
I said let him starve, and she said no.
What
take
the
this in there.
I'm filing
So
a grievance with the union.
HR, where's HR?
You'll never find me, so
No,
that's
no.
okay.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, for him anyway.
Did you notice you didn't get one?
I know.
I got one. You didn't get
I
one?
know.
Well, I didn't know what you would like.
And I generally don't eat while we're
Right
on the
right.
air, so
and,
we're okay.
And this is such great radio right now.
Oh, people love
Talking about what
Food.
donut do you like?
Yeah.
No, it's all about
Yeah.
Mark Mix and Right to Work. See?
Oh, I see what you did there.
And he filtered that
Yeah.
food thing in.
That's great. I'm just gonna go away
Bye, Jeff.
now.
In the words of Ralph Crampton.
Yeah.
All
To the moon. Alex,
See, that's what I'm talking about. This is a great company
You
we work
see?
for here.
you got a donut.
All right.
Now, if we can work on getting paid, I'd love that.
Boy, that'd be awesome,
Wouldn't
man.
it be awesome?
Doing this for nothing really pissing me off. Ken, most importantly,
Yeah, Vic.
remind me, who are we fighting?
We are fighting the fake news. It's
Got it.
fake. Fake news. Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
You know,
I sing along with that, and I try. I even tried one time to go flat, to make it sound a little more negative.
Harmony.
Yeah.
Oh, I
No,
got
just
you. Yeah.
go flat. I can't.
Kind of like playing
Can't
it
do
a minor key when the bad guy walks in, right?
Like a little of that.
Isn't that right? As a musician,
Yeah, oh yeah.
minor key means the bad guy's coming
Oh
in.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my wife and I got my son a blown up panel of The Far Side when the two guys are in the saloon in the Old West and they're playing, and the bad guy walks in. You can tell he's a bad guy because he's got a mean face and a black hat. And one guy says to the other musician, "Bad guy coming in, switch to a minor key." So even in real life, you got to do that, I guess, right?
You do, yeah.
All right. So fake news. We just try to, give you examples every day on how they're fake, phony, fake news. And I don't even know how, before the audio that you're going to hear in a second here, even before this, how Nicole Wallace has kept her job at MSNBC. And then I think, well, none of them tell the truth. Some of them more hostile than others. Like there's nobody more hostile than Joy Reid. So I'm glad she lost her job.
Right. And then Don Lemon. Oh, wait a minute. He lost his job too.
No, CNN, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. And so the fire at the judge's house, right?
Yeah.
The whole house burned down. And no arson has even been suspected. No arson.
Yeah, nothing at all. I mean, they even confirmed that. The fire department has.
But Nicole Wallace and her stupid guest thinks Donald Trump threw the gasoline and threw the match on the fire. Go ahead.
When we come back, what we're learning about the fire that destroyed the home of a South Carolina circuit court judge who faced criticism from Trump officials after a ruling she made against the Trump administration. It comes amid a surge in hostility and threats against judges, as well as criticism directly from the Trump administration, including for Judge Goodstein, after she temporarily blocked the Justice Department from accessing the files of millions of registered voters in South Carolina. Mary McCord is still with us. Mary, what questions do you have based on what we're hearing so far?
This is the kind, again, we've talked today already about crossing Rubicons, right? And when you're starting to attack judges because of their rulings, we're in a very, very dangerous position in this country. And it makes judges fearful. It makes prosecutors fearful, as we know. It makes others in positions where they could be criticized by Donald Trump fearful. And he needs to know the power of his voice and how people respond to that. We've been saying this for years, Nicole, but if this is what this turns out to be, some sort of politically motivated act of domestic terrorism, then, the importance and significance of the things that Donald Trump says about a person just, again, will be demonstrated in this instance.
Everything that Nicole Wallace and her stupid guest said are actually themselves. It's Ed Stoit in motion in real time.
Yeah, it's projection. Yeah.
Can we hear it again and pick it apart a little bit?
Oh, I
Kenny?
would love to. Yeah, because it's so crazy.
I hope we have time because I got a lot of time to stop.
All right.
Okay.
When we come back, what we're learning about the fire that destroyed the home of a South Carolina circuit court judge who faced criticism from Trump officials after a ruling she made against the Trump administration.
Stop. So this circuit judge in South Carolina's house burned down, and she just ruled against the Trump administration. How is that part of the story? her house burned down. Did she get out okay? Did her husband get out okay?
We don't know.
Do they have dogs and cats that might have gotten okay? None of that matters because she ruled against Trump.
Right. And maybe she should look at it from more of a, I don't know, faith-based type of delivery of a news story.
On MSNBC?
Well, sure. And make it sound like, she made a bad decision on Trump, so therefore her house burned down.
God punished her, kind of thing?
God punished, yeah. Well, I mean, why not go there if you're going to go there?
How do we know she didn't burn her own house down?
Knows?
Just to blame it on Trump.
Right.
I get it.
It comes amid a surge in hostility and threats against judges.
Stop. A surge of hostility and threats against judges. You mean like Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, who a guy is being sentenced right now in the present.
And not only that, but the sentence is lame. Only 7 years.
Hold on. But right now, we're listening to a guy who wants to be a girl, and especially now because he wants to be put in an all-woman penitentiary,
right?
Not in an all-male penitentiary. This guy threatened. Can you go back just 10 seconds? I want to hear exactly how she worded it because I forgot because I have dementia.
From Trump officials after a ruling she made against the Trump administration. It comes amid a surge in hostility and threats against
hostility and threats against judges. The Supreme Court is the ultimate in judges in the Justice Department.
You're right.
And this kid getting sentenced right now is not the only one. After the Dobbs decision, they were all lined up outside Supreme Court judges' houses, Gorsuch and Kavanaugh, and even Coney Barrett for that matter.
Remember the marches down the streets, everything.
Isn't that what she's talking about?
No. Yeah, absolutely. It's what she's talking about.
So how is it not? Okay, so what? Okay, go ahead.
Judges, as well as criticism directly from the Trump administration, including.
If Trump criticized a decision that this judge made, you can't skip from that right to convicting him on air of having someone set this fire. This judge's house it's so ridiculous to even try to believe.
You can't do that, and it falls right in line with the whole thing of retribution. Okay, retaliation. Let's say that. The Trump administration right now is in full retaliation mode against judges. Well, no, against Comey and everybody.
Yeah. If they would just fire her. They wouldn't burn her house down.
Right. They would just say, okay, you're gone now. We're not going to fight. Who's burning their house down?
Right. Good.
Including for Judge Goodstein, after she temporarily blocked the Justice Department from accessing the files of millions of registered voters in South Carolina.
She blocked something, and so they burnt her house down.
Mary McCord is still with us. Mary, what questions do you have based on what we're hearing so far?
This is the kind, again, we've talked today already about crossing Rubicons, right? And when you're starting to attack judges because of their rulings.
Stop. Isn't that what they did against the Supreme Court with the Dobbs decision?
Yeah, so many Rubicons being crossed. I'm sick of hearing
stupid
that.
Word.
I know.
I already looked up the definition of Rubicon. A bounding or limiting line is a Rubicon, Ken.
Well, it's the same thing that they do all the time. They say, "Oh, that word."
Right.
Okay. Everybody should use that.
And they will.
And everybody.
They will. All right, go ahead.
We're in a very, very dangerous position in this country, and it makes judges fearful. It makes prosecutors fearful, as we know. It makes others in positions where they could be criticized by Donald Trump fearful. And he needs to know the power of his voice.
You know what they need to do? When a judge should be fearful that if they do something illegal like they've been, they'll be put in jail. That's what they should be fearful of. That's all that should be fearful. No one's trying to burn anybody's house down because they made a ruling.
They're so ridiculous.
And how
I can't even comment. It's so ridiculous. Go ahead.
Respond to that. We've been saying this for years, Nicole, but if this is what this turns out to be, some sort of politically motivated act of domestic terrorism,
my God!
Then,
if.
There's no if. There was no arson. They did the investigation. There was no arson. Okay.
To your point that you always say, they don't even have a story here,
right.
but they're making a story and saying, hey, here's a scenario right now.
Yeah.
He could have, if he burnt down the house or somebody burnt down the house based on what President Trump threatened, then we're in trouble now.
Like they could have said, if that terrible Donald Trump with a gasoline can in his hand and a pack of matches did this.
Right.
God, they're so ridiculous. Go ahead.
Then, the importance and significance of the things that Donald Trump says about a person just again will be demonstrated in this instance.
What about when Gavin Newsom says that we have to punch him in the face? What about when Hakeem Jeffrey says we need to take it to the streets and make it warfare?
What about Kamala saying we have to fight fire with fire?
Okay, and then a church burns down. Was that her fault?
Right. No.
Great point, Vic.
So, oh no. Okay, thought I dropped my pen. I hate bending down. But what the last thing? Oh my God, we are so late. I'm sorry. The last thing I want to say about this is, like you said, actually, when something bad happens, it doesn't mean Donald Trump did it. I don't care what it is. If there's litter in the street, well, Donald Trump, I saw him throw a hot dog wrapper one time on the ground. So just shut up, okay?
Yeah.
Especially when the investigation has already proved that it was not arson.
Right.
Do they know how stupid they sound?
Oh, terrible.
Do they? Excuse me. Air on the diaphragm.
Oh, yeah.
Do they care?
No.
No, they don't. All right. That's all the time we have for fake
We
news.
are fighting the
Sick of
fake
it.
news. It's fake. Fake news. Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
Okay. The bioeconomy at COP 30. I don't know what COP 30 is. Pretty branding, ugly trade-offs. Only somebody like Melanie Collette from CFAC can word it that way. And she's next on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number one for live and local conservative talk.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. Vic and Ken.
They're just a bunch of pansies.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
On the next
Larry Connors, USA.
Biden did not want intel disseminated showing Ukraine had concerns over his family's business.
Larry Connors, USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
From home improvement to replacement, do-it-yourself electrical projects can be shocking. That's where Grasser Electric can help. They've been lighting up St. Louis for years. From ceiling fans and dimmer switches to repair or replacing your electric. No job is too big or too small for your home or business. Grasser Electric will even install emergency backup generators. So call Grasser Electric today before the sparks start to fly. 636-441-5200 or go to grasserelectric.com.
For 20 years, Harpo's Chesterfield has been the heart of West County's fun with our award-winning patio, voted best in West County, and excellent sports bar atmosphere. Our mouth-watering menu has made us famous throughout St. Louis. Plus, we've got great drink specials and the friendliest, most energetic staff around. Whether you're dining in or carrying out, Harpo's delivers fun, food, and drinks like no one else. Harpo's Chesterfield. Call 636-537-1970 or visit harposstl.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Congressman Burgess Owens, the NFL is instituting male cheerleaders this year. Your thoughts?
This is, again, what the NFL is all about. They hate the idea of masculine men and feminine women. They're going to have these guys at some point. These guys are going to be tossed up and they'll be at the top of the pyramid.
I may join you in boycotting NFL if I ever see that.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Jamie Allman here, tossing and turning over retirement worries. You're not alone. 3 out of 4 Americans share your concern about having enough saved. But here's the thing. A comfortable retirement isn't out of reach, even if you're planning for 30 or 40 years ahead. Every day, Jeff Portman from the Gemini Wealth Group helps people avoid the critical mistakes that can derail their retirement. Build your path to financial confidence. Visit GeminiWealthGroup.com or call Jeff directly at 314-888-0123.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Mike Ferguson in the morning. We keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion.
St. Louis is #1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Weird. Really weird.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Good morning. This Saturday night, here it is. It snuck up on us, didn't it? The Washington Guard Price of Freedom event. Great Colonel Joe Adams, a guy who is the most soft-spoken badass you ever met in your life. And he's got a couple of badasses coming in to talk to you Saturday night. Colonel Jack Jackson, a Marine, former state representative, and test pilot for Boeing's Harrier jets, which had a history of just exploding. He's like, I'll get in there, no problem. He test drive it. He's just great. And Doug Giles will be here. You hear him all the time on the Jamie Allman Show. And Jamie himself will be the master of ceremonies this Saturday night at Parish Hall on Nyer Road in Union. Be sure you're there because it's going to be a great event to benefit the Washington Guard.
You couldn't say badass one more time?
I can if you want.
No, it's okay.
What's the problem?
Nothing.
Is that on the list of words I can't say?
No, I don't think so.
Because I am a badass.
Okay, there you go. There was the other one.
All right, let's go to beautiful Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. Melanie Collette from CFACT on the phone with us. Hi, Melanie. How are you?
Hi, I'm fantastic. How are you?
Love that. You are fantastic. So listen, I need you to explain something to me, okay?
Certainly.
COP 30. What is that?
Oh, COP 30 is another wonderful conference from the UN where they're going to try to destroy our economy and save the planet. But this time it's happening in Brazil, and they're focused on the bioeconomy. This time, that's what their focus is. Have you ever heard of the bioeconomy?
Yeah, and
yeah.
I think that it's something that we're trying to get rid of, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the UN always moves in the opposite direction to wherever. Wherever common sense lives, that's where they tend to go. They go in the opposite direction. So for the audience sake, if you've never heard of the bioeconomy, it's really a branding, a little snazzy name that mandates that you divert food and forests into fuel. Think, veggie burgers.
Ew.
Wonderful.
No, I'll tell you where I want to go with that, Melanie, is the thing when I hear bio and anything, especially a bioeconomy, are the insects they're trying to get us to eat.
Ew.
Yes, like anything in that realm, in that category. So, but for the purposes of COP 30 in Brazil, they are talking about using crops, trees, algae, things like that as raw material for fuels, chemicals, and plastics.
Wait a minute. What happened to save the trees? Save the trees.
And this is what I try to tell the young folks. Like, if you're a person of a certain age, you remember when we weren't allowed to have paper bags,
right?
Because we were telling you, and now paper bags are a thing instead of plastic. But we've seen this show before. We've seen it, and we've seen it fail, and that's why we don't trust them.
Tree huggers. Remember tree huggers? Yeah, we made fun of tree huggers.
That's so important that Melanie brought up the fact, if you're old enough to remember, we used to couldn't even touch a tree. It was so sacred.
Right. Don't touch it.
Let them grow. Use a plastic bag. Remember when they said the plastic bag was the big thing?
Exactly. And there's only a finite amount of green acreage that we have. And so consequently, if we burn it all down to make fuels with, that's going to make the cost of groceries go up because there will naturally be less of it.
A little more existential, Melanie, if they get rid of all the trees who give off oxygen for us to breathe, that's a whole nother thing there.
Yes, that is an entire other thing. And they think they know more. We have too much. How are you going to tell the Lord with too much? But whatever. If you're like, he created the whole thing, but okay, fine. It's too much. Not to mention that they say they want to get rid of CO2, but if you're burning trees, you're creating more CO2. It's the inconsistency and the lack of picking a lane that is the problem. And you know how the quote unquote science keeps changing. So and as usual, this whole from a policy perspective, it's a huge amount of overreach here. You're picking winners and losers, as globalists are wont to do. You're going to create global supply chain distortions because you're not allowing it to occur naturally, and you're going to undermine conservation and other food security goals. So, that's three reasons, of which there are many, to not buy this bioeconomy foolishness.
We're speaking to Melanie Collette from CFACT at CFACT on X and then CFACT.org. Melanie, I like the idea actually is converting some form of algae for a new food source. I just don't like the fact that globalists, the UN and the WEF, WHO, all these different people are saying that it's required. See, this is the thing, is they're saying that all this is going to be required. You have no choice.
That's not liberty.
And that's exactly right. That's not liberty. That's not freedom. And if it is good for us, if it is good for the environment, then people will naturally choose it. It will be a naturally occurring thing. It's almost like they've never read like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like all of these concepts are pretty simple as far as allowing the free market to dictate and decide. But you're right. It is the mandates that tend to be the issue. Instead of taking kind of a balanced, all of the above approach, these people are extremists. And at the end of the day, it's all about control.
I noticed that someone named Mia Motley, she's the Prime Minister of Barbados, is going to be speaking at this COP30 thing. And I also noticed, Melanie, it's going to go on from the 10th of November to the 21st of November. And it's going to be, and ready for this, everybody? Amazonia. What in the hell is an Amazonia?
I honestly cannot with these people.
Right.
I can't.
I can't either.
And you know what's interesting about this whole thing is that hasn't Brazil been kind of contentious in the last decade or so? They're like turning this corner of wokeism behind everybody else now. I think they're behind the times, but they're actually they're moving so far left now.
They are, and they continue to move further and further to the left, which is part of the problem. And understand that this is not, a political issue. It's a control issue. It's a lack of freedom issue. It's a fascist issue, really. And when you're talking about Amazonia, you're talking about us being global citizens, which does not work from continent to continent,
no,
or from country to country. These things do not work. But really, when you think of what the long-term goal is, and listen, there are people who are involved in this movement who do not believe that that's what the long-term goal, who in earnest think that we're all going to die if we don't do anything, make these extreme measures in saving the planet. Now, I think those people are godless people who have never picked up a Bible and don't understand how any of this works. But nonetheless, there are people with good intentions in this movement. But that invisible hand, those globalists that are putting these things out here, they're the people that you have to watch out for.
Absolutely.
They're the people who are controlling us.
And as I'm just doing a tiny bit of research here on this COP30 thing, I thought COP would have been something like a word that starts with a C and then one with an O and one with a P. But Ken, it's just the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference. That's all it is.
Yes.
It's more climate change crap.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be preventing wars. But I really need to do some research on how the UN morphed into hey, let's not repeat the mistakes of the past and prevent World War III, to we have to save the planet through climate extremism. Like, how did they get to that point? What I suspect is that the powers that be in the UN decided that, the tool of globalization and meeting with people all over the globe could be used to control people and control the planet. And that's how they morphed into this. Anything that has a good intention, the enemy will certainly know how to turn it into something terrible.
And Amazonia is not even a word, by the way, because here's the thing. It's going to be held from November 10th through the 21st in Belém, Brazil. There's no such town or city or area that's called Amazonia. That, you know what that's for? To make us look it up, to distract us from what exactly they're doing in this thing.
Oh, that's exactly right. But that word does have a reference, like I talked about earlier. It's in reference to global citizenship. That's what they're talking about.
Oh, so I see.
Like everything else that the globalists do, very, very 1984-ish, right? Mm-hmm. Very Orwellian. It's all in the language that you use and trying to get you used to and comfortable with certain language. And Amazonia, I believe, it has nothing to do with Amazon Prime, just so you know. Amazonia, I believe, is part of that movement. And so you have to be careful. I have to tell you that my dad was a psychologist who left the planet way too early. But when me and my sisters were little kids, he used to read us like Animal Farm in 1984 and Arabian Nights when we were like 8, 9. Now he looks like a genius, which I've always thought my daddy was a genius. But because as a grown up, I'm like, why would you read that to kids? Now I know. I get it.
Yeah, and
that's why this is why you read that to kids.
And learning about George Orwell and his writings when you're a kid, when you hear stuff, a few years later, because you're such a young woman, that you already understand. I got it. I'm not stupid.
I appreciate you.
That you guys already have that indoctrinated in you. And at some point you say, hey, wait a minute. I read this in this book that starts, it was a cold, bright day in April and the clocks were striking 13. I remember that.
Okay. Yeah. And my dad was an activist type in the 60s and 70s. And he finally discovered that change needs to be made from within and became a psychologist and a buppy. Was inside a black yuppie. That's what he used to call himself. Inside the system. But he was smart and understood these things and understood the inner workings, and that the government wasn't really the government, and that there were other things at play that you needed to watch out for. And he instilled these principles in his education into all 4 of his girls.
So I'm sure Bill Gates will be there, probably Bill Nye, right? Dr. Fauci, John Kerry, they'll all be there.
The science deny guy.
All the science deniers.
CFAC will be there, though, to keep an eye on those folks.
Oh, good.
And see what they're. Oh, absolutely. CFAC will be over there, and we'll keep an eye on those folks. And we'll be following this conference closely and be covering it closely. I'm sure you'll probably be able to look for a report from CFAC, if not from me, from another CFAC member, and I'm sure we'll be doing lots of media on it.
Are you sending Dr. Bonner Cohen there?
I think he is going.
Fabulous! Love him.
I think they are going.
So when they start saying all their stupid, climate change stuff, he's got to stand up and say, "No, you're wrong about that."
Oh my goodness!
It's pretty good, right?
See him say that. That would be great video for sure.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. My impression of Dr. Cohen's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh no, it's dead on.
God, what do I got to do to get an impression?
I've never met this. Listen, I've never met him in person. I've only been in meetings with him on Zoom meetings, our staff meetings. And every time I hear him, I'm like, that impression's dead on.
see, Melanie, Vic is very sensitive about his impressions.
Yes, I am. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
And the thing about Dr. Cohen, when you're interviewing him, and you make you've made a great point when he goes, yes, you're right. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yes. You're exactly right. That's exactly, you hit it on the head. Very good. Nicely done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Nicely done.
All right, you have a wonderful day in Cape May Courthouse. Thank you so much, Melanie Collette from CFAC.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Always.
Bye, Melanie.
All right, bye-bye.
But what a bunch of crap this thing is.
Oh, crap. That could be, instead of cop 30, crap 30. I'm not kidding. It's really that bad, Vic.
Ken, why didn't I apologize, and I'm embarrassed that I never heard of this before.
No, you've heard of it. We've talked about it.
COP? I don't remember us talking about COP anything.
Yeah.
Because they only celebrate every 5 years. COP 25 was the last one, and we weren't together.
No, but we've talked about it.
We have?
Yeah, we have. In the past. About things.
Okay.
Yeah. Green things.
In the words of Cosmo Kramer, I really think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Coming up, Tim Jones already? Wow, this show's flying right by.
I know.
It is a 3-hour tour, right?
Right.
By the way, very quickly, last night we were watching Celebrity The Weakest Link, and one of the questions was, how long was the Minnows cruise supposed to be on Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
And the dope said, 2 weeks? It's a 3-hour tour.
Woosh.
Jamie Ullman here with the refi and debt consolidation magician, Jordan Rosenblum. Google the bagel loan. Jordan, tell me about it.
Well, Jamie, with inflation high, credit card debts all-time highs, let's look at a cash-out refinance on your home. With our bagel loan, we're going to have no title fees. We're going to have no lender fees, no appraisal fees. This will help your overall cash flow mightily. It's the time to do it. Jump on now while you can. We can always refinance when rates drop. Bagel loan all day.
314-442-9570 or Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Still waking up like you fought a bear in your sleep? Yeah, let's fix that. This Labor Day, starting September 5th, save up to $725 on top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Serta, and Beautyrest, only at Snooze Mattress Company in Chesterfield Valley. Here's the real game changer, Dream Mapping. We scan your pressure points and match you to the perfect mattress. No guesswork, just real comfort, personalized for you. Plus, 0% easy financing and local no-pressure service. Get in here, because if you don't snooze, you lose.
Country Mart in St. Clair is having a sale so big, we could only call it a massive meat sale. This Thursday and Friday, October 9th and 10th. Stock up with unbeatable prices. Ground chuck, $3.99 a pound. Boneless ribeyes, $12.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $3.29 a pound. Boneless pork loins, $1.79 a pound. Hurry while supplies last. No rain checks. See all items on our Facebook page. Order early at 636-629-1137. 925 Plaza Drive in St. Clair.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNVS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Making his first court appearance a short time ago in Alexandria, Virginia, James Comey, a former FBI director, pleading not guilty to charges of false statements and obstruction of Congress. Federal prosecutors allege that Comey had lied to Congress 5 years ago about leaks to the news media. The fur was flying last night during a forum on the hotly contested race for New York City mayor. Although Democratic Socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani is leading former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo in the latest polls, a dark horse candidate has now picked up support. On a roundtable broadcast carried on AM 970 The Answer in New York City, nationally syndicated talk radio host Mike Gallagher says he's backing Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa.
I don't think the numbers favor Curtis in any way, shape, or form. The numbers didn't favor Donald Trump in 2016 either. Hillary had a 93% chance of winning the election. So you go in as an American, you go in as a New Yorker, and you vote your principles, you vote your convictions, and you let God sort it out. But you move heaven and earth to vote for the guy who you know would be a better mayor than Andrew Cuomo, and that's Curtis Sliwa. That's Mr. Law and Order.
Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels crime prevention organization, currently running third in the polls as the November 4th election approaches. President Trump offering no assurance of back pay for furloughed federal workers.
In 2019, President Trump signed legislation into law that ensures federal workers receive back pay during a government shutdown. But this week, he said there's no guarantee that'll happen this time. The president told reporters that he wants to take care of our people, but added that there are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Stocks higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 105 points. The Nasdaq ahead 128. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Chance Scotch with the first alert forecast. Going to be tracking a little bit of a cooler start this morning. Some patchy fog going to be sliding back in. Temperatures, the coolest they've been in the past month, close to the lower 50s this afternoon. Going to be seeing mostly sunny skies. Temperatures eventually back towards the lower 70s. And as we head off into Thursday and Friday, temperatures continue to remain back towards mid-50s, mostly sunny skies. This weekend, a slight warming trend. Temperatures get closer towards the 80-degree mark, remaining dry. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chance Scotch.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Thanks for the donut. That's what we're just talking about. Appreciate it very much. Are there any left? I'd like another one. Look, he brought me an empty plate. All right. This is our 3-hour tour. So just to finish my thought there, because I brought it up too late. We love The Weakest Link. It's a fun show. And I got to say, Jane, whatever her name is, Jane, is funny. She's funny. She's improvisational. She's very witty and quick and fun. And they have celebrities do it for charity. And the stupidest people who are on that show are the celebrities. And the question was, on Gilligan's Island, how long was the cruise on the Minnow supposed to be? And the person says, 2 weeks. I'm like, really? How do you become, stand-up comedians are supposed to be so aware. They're supposed to be so in tune to the world, right? And he didn't know that it was a 3-hour tour. So I guess that comedian doesn't listen to the show. And you know what? They don't deserve it. They don't deserve us, comedians. Some of them they do. So tomorrow, Nate Lucas will be here with us talking to Kenny and I about what's happening on Capitol Hill, since he's in the hallways all the time. And last week, Ken, last week I felt him really ramping up to the Nate Lucas of old,
You could tell, yeah.
Because he was off for a while on assignment. Nate was on assignment.
Yeah.
And before that, he would go absolutely crazy nuts sometimes on some of the people on the left who absolutely deserved it. And that's not why he was on assignment. He was on assignment for something else. And then he came back last week with both barrels blazing. And we'll see if we can load him up tomorrow and get him going. All right, don't forget, Chris and Tim will be out at Harpo's in Chesterfield this Friday doing their show 4 to 6 o'clock. It says happy hour here. Are they just going to get drunk? Or are they going to do the show? What's going on? It's right in the heart of West County. Harpo's Chesterfield, great place. And you can see Chris and Tim there. And you can get more information about Harpo's and the event today at harposstl.com. Matter of fact, with yesterday being the anniversary of the October 7th massacre in Israel, you can ask them both what it was like to be there, because our next guest did a pretty heartfelt video right from that area, right where those kids were taken and killed.
Yeah.
And he lost his he lost his, I don't want to say he lost his composure, but he got upset. He got emotional because it's very emotional to be there. So ask Tim and Chris what it's like to be in Israel. And why don't we find out about that a little bit right now? former Speaker of the House.
You just proved why you left-wing loons are so insane.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. How are you, my Ultra MAGA Speaker of the House?
A double whoosh Wednesday to my deplorable Ultra MAGA brothers.
Love you, baby. Love you. Hey,
it's a dry hump day, too.
It is actually dry hump
Squeezing
day,
it
too.
in. Gotta squeeze that in.
Gotta squeeze in a dry hump. That makes it sound even dirtier when you say squeeze
Hey,
in.
now, you got to add the day on the end of the FCC. Well, no, the government's closed. Never mind. You say whatever you want.
Shut down. We can curse on the radio now. So you're going to Harpo's Friday.
Heck yeah.
Help me out, Tim. Is Harpo's the one that is owned by a guy who's a representative now and fought the shutdowns of COVID? Is that the same place, or was that
no, that's somebody else you're thinking of. Yeah, that's okay. No, the Harpo's, remember Harpo's originally established, I think it was a couple of Mizzou alums, right? That never wanted to leave, that never wanted to leave Columbia. And they're like, well, we'll just set up a bar and grill here. And I think there was a Harpo's down the Landing a long time ago, wasn't there? And now there's nothing on the Landing, so it's gone. But the Harpo's Chesterfield is a well-known, fine institution. I used to have lunch there all the time when I was a law talking guy. Back in my attorney days, because my office was right around the corner from there. So very familiar with Harpo's Chesterfield. Everybody come out and see us 4 to 6 p.m. And I'm sure Jeff Allen will buy everyone body shots. So.
That reminds me of Harpo's of old.
I was
throwing that out there.
I was going to go until that last piece of information.
Hey, did you hear who I talked to yesterday?
Who?
Vic?
I know.
A New Jersey gal.
Who?
I talked to Mary Walter radio show. She was on the mission trip to Israel with Chris and I.
Oh,
she is a delightful lady, and she's a New Jerseyan, and we talked about pork rolls.
What'd she say?
She said they're fantastic, and the gubernatorial, we talked Israel, first part of our conversation, and then we talked about this crazy gubernatorial race. They have off-year elections. So New Jersey, Kentucky, Virginia, and maybe Louisiana, they have off-year elections. And so they have that huge gubernatorial race, Vic, going on right now between that lunatic Cheryl, whatever her name is, her last name's Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Italian guy.
Chittarelli.
Who he should win because he's Italian. And she told us all about the race. And the Cheryl lady has had, now look, it takes a lot in this. I don't want anybody to be too Pollyannish about this or to get too head over heels. There's a chance that Chittarelli can pull it off, but it's going to be very difficult. But Cheryl is helping him because she keeps screwing up. So that's what you need, right? In on these East Coast, these unfortunately very now blue East Coast states, New York, New Jersey, New England, blah, blah, blah. You have to have kind of all the stars and the planets line up. But the Democrat, she's helping. She had this scandal involving a cheating scandal when she was in the military academy. And then she made some comment, Vic, you know how it is when you got to be careful when you're talking as a candidate like we are right now in kind of a quick stream of consciousness kind of fashion, because people can pull things out of context. Now, Mary said it wasn't as bad as the clip sounds, but all that matters, guys, is the clip, right? All that matters in a campaign is the clip. And she said something negative about like not liking pork rolls or nasty pork rolls or something like that.
Well,
so I hear that's a cardinal sin.
Couple of things.
Hold on.
Couple of things about that. If you cut the state in half, right? The people in the northern half, we call it Taylor ham. And the people in the south part of the state call it pork roll. And it is an argument that has splintered families and friends for years and years, depending upon where you live. And I call it Taylor ham because I come from the smarter top half of the state. But with Chittarelli, I just want to say, when people go out and canvass for Chittarelli, I don't see how he can lose when they knock on your door and go, it'd be a shame if you don't vote for Chittarelli.
Right. Exactly. I mean, the guy looks like right out of Central
He
Casting.
does. Oh my God, he does.
The two of you and he could do like Sopranos Part 2 or something together.
Let's do it. Call him up. Tell him we want to talk to him.
It'd be great. So I told her, I said, Mary, we love New Jerseyans because we have a beloved New Jerseyan on our station every single day. Vic Porcelli. And she said, well, isn't it Vic Porcelli? And I
that?
said, I don't know. Probably depends on who you ask.
If you ask my son goes under Porcelli now.
There you go.
Yep. I like
So anyway, so this governor's race, guys, is pretty wild. And so, look, the media, if the Republican, let's be honest, the Republican should lose, right, in New Jersey. If he wins, that will be an earthquake. Now, if he loses, the media will make a big deal. Oh, it's a referendum on Trump. Is it really a referendum on Trump in these deep blue states if a Democrat wins? No, it's not. Stop saying stupid things. But I hope that Chitterelli pulls it off. That would be fantastic. In our recent memories, Vic, New Jersey has had Republican leadership, and there's some great Republicans that have come out of the Garden State. So I wish this fine Italian all the best. I hope he pulls it off. It will, and it won't just be great for Republicans, Vic, as you know, it'll be great for New Jersey because they have been under the yoke of left-wing lunatic rule for too many years now, and I hope they move back towards the center, or dare I even say, the right side of the political spectrum.
Well, Tim, the Democrats are so in need of something to latch on to, anything, because they're just falling apart, actually. So if he does lose, they're going to take that and run with it as if he lost a presidential election. It's crazy.
Right. And it's not a harbinger of anything. It would mean nothing, right? But they would make it into something, just like they made Jimmy Kimmel into something, and now he's back down in the toilet tank with his ratings. So yeah, the guys, you're right, Ken. They're latching on to anything and everything, and most of these anythings and everythings mean nothing, right? They mean nothing. And what's really going to matter next year, because guys, I know we live and breathe this every day, and for us, like, the election is every day, but people aren't even thinking. It's not even in the remotest part of their minds as to what they're going to do next November 2026. We're not even to November 2025 yet.
Right.
So we've got a long, long way to go. And a lot of really good or really bad things could happen in the next year. And I'm thinking that where we're going with the underpinnings of the economy, guys, let's be honest, now with everything that we knew all this stuff, but now the rest of the country that was ignoring it or being told the opposite, now they're learning all of it is true. And that's that during the Biden years, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and dysfunctional dumpster fire DC Democrats took a sledgehammer to the U.S. economy and to our great institutions and to everything that we hold so dear. And they tried to dismantle and destroy them. They caused all of us to have no trust in anything anymore. They spent a bazillion, gazillion, quadrillion dollars, which put our financial success into ruins. And so Donald Trump, nobody's realized this has been going on. He has had to take the ashes of a once mighty country and reconstruct it from the ground up. It's possible because all of us great Americans are still here. We're not being beaten down anymore. And so American ingenuity is coming back, and American manufacturing is coming back, and American entrepreneurship is coming back. But we are literally having to reconstruct the Great Pyramids from the bottom up. And if that construction can be largely accomplished by next November 26, our economy is going to be rocking and a-rolling just like it was in Trump 1.0. We're going to have all this DEI, CRT, ESG, blah, 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 hopefully completely obliterated. We're going to have safety in our streets again while we put down the real fascists and Nazis among us, and that would be the Democratic Party. And happy days could be here again. And you're seeing the signs of it in the GDP growth. Barack Obama, Jerome Powell, all the other, what did they once call them, Vic? The nattering nabobs of negativity, right? They've been talking down the U.S. economy for years now. And lo and behold, we've had not one, but 2 quarters of 3% plus GDP growth, something that all of the elitists and the eggheads and the, quote, experts said was never possible. Well, it's not possible unless Donald Trump's president.
Right. Douchebags. You forgot douchebags.
Yeah.
Yeah, douchebags.
So Interior Secretary Burgum talking about the Ambler Road project, which I don't want to call him president, sorry, Joe Biden.
Right.
I hate calling him
the guy who occupied the White House.
Right.
Autopen.
Or Mr. Autopen.
Occupier.
He tried to stop this project, and now it's moving ahead.
It's not just drill, baby, drill. It's mine, baby, mine with President Trump. And President Trump approved this Ambler Road during his first term. Biden reversed it. There's a methodology set in code where the President of the United States, if there's an appeal from the state of Alaska, which they did, they filed an appeal. President Trump made a ruling today. He agreed with that appeal. This road is now going to get built, as you said, a 211-mile road that takes connects to the Alaskan Haul Road, which goes up to the North Slope. It's going to allow one of the richest mining areas in the world, some of the richest deposits of things like copper, gold, silver, lead, gallium, germanium, that are all needed for us to win the AI arms race. This is going to allow those to be unlocked. This is going to be billions of dollars of value to Alaskans, Alaska Native Corporation. This is a win for America. And again, President Trump leading the way.
Trump had such great ideas, and Biden just stopped them just because they were Donald Trump's ideas.
Yeah.
And now it's back, and now it's 4 years behind schedule in my book because it should have been done earlier. So what do you think about that, Tim Jones?
Well, look at what happens when you get government out of the way. So this project moving forward in Alaska and so many other projects around the country are because the government is releasing the shackles. Didn't Joe Biden say something about that? Put you on chains, right? Well, we are unshackling the American economy. We are freeing all of the American entrepreneurs and hardworking blue and white collar individuals, the small and mid-sized business owners who make this country hum. And guys, you know what I'm going to relish in every single day of the Schumer shutdown is we're now in day 8. I'm surprised. Does CNN, guys, does CNN have like a big clock up? Day 8 of the Schumer. Well, they won't call it the Schumer shutdown. Day 8 of the Republican cause shutdown.
I think they do.
That?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The Today Show said as the shutdown, this was after only 5 days of the shutdown, and the shutdown heading into its second week. I'm like, 5 days is not a second.
Well, but guys, you know why they have to try to spread the terror? Because most Americans don't care, right? Aren't we now realizing on day 8 of the government Schumer shutdown, we largely don't need big daddy government, do we? We don't. Woohoo! Free at last. I mean, I mean, yes. Do I want our military men and women to get paid? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I want our air traffic controllers to be functioning at peak performance? Absolutely. So there's certain things that are not good that are happening right now. But as far as like the private sector goes that we're in, we don't get any money or assistance or help. NewstalkSTL doesn't from the federal government, whether it's open or closed. It doesn't matter to us.
You know what? You're right.
And I could go through the rest of the things I do. State Freedom Caucus Network, Americans for Tax Reform, American Legislative Exchange Council, helping run political campaigns, advising all of my friends in the House and the Senate and across the country. None of that. I don't wake up every morning and go, oh boy, I really can't really get to anything until the government says I can do so. I mean, I think most of us are realizing on day 8 of the Schumer shutdown that it doesn't really matter because here's the thing. CNN, MSNBC, the Today Show that I know Ken loves to watch every morning, they try to convince us, guys, that government is doing more than it actually is. And they try to convince us that government should be doing more than it ever has done. And we need the government to do a very few things, but we need them to do those things really, really well. And those are the things that the left doesn't want the government to do well. The left doesn't want the government to protect the sovereign borders of our nation.
All right.
The left doesn't want our government to have a strong, non-woke military, right? And I could go on and on and on.
But please don't.
I won't. I'll stop.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just want to squeeze some things in here before we're out of time.
On a dry hump day.
I want to quote Ronald Reagan about something that you said. He said, government is not the solution to the problem. Government is the problem. Great quote by Ronald Reagan. Second of all, the Today Show also said, and the shutdown is going to affect Social Security, and you may get your Social Security check late. So I told my wife, let me know as soon as that money is in there, 2 days early. So, that... They're so stupid. And finally, I don't know, Ken and I are very excited about the big halftime show, the Super Bowl.
Yeah?
From Michael Jackson's game-changing spectacle in '93 to Prince's iconic Purple Rain performance, the Super Bowl halftime stage has hosted some of the most legendary acts in entertainment history. But this year, something truly out of this world is hopping into the big game. Get ready, sports fans, because Super Bowl 60 is about to get loony. This year's halftime show will feature none other than Warner Brothers' legendary trickster himself, Bugs Bunny.
What's up, Doc?
That's right, the world's most famous rabbit is taking center stage for an unforgettable performance filled with music and dance. Expect amazing classics like
Someone's rocking my dreamboat. Someone's invading my dreams.
Super Bowl 60. Grab your popcorn and your carrots.
So Bugs Bunny's doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I had
It's,
no
it's
idea.
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this guy named Bad Bunny. I don't know who he is. Bad Bunny.
All right.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Just have to redo that. Just have to redo that a little bit.
Never mind.
I don't know any of his songs. We're going to keep it Bugs Bunny. I hope it
Hey,
goes that way.
guys, to that respect, whoever booked is the Bud Light lady who didn't she go to Cracker Barrel and now is she running the Super Bowl halftime show department? Is it the same lunatic?
Oh,
Because
the woman
why do
Dylan
they
Mulvaney?
Yeah. No, not Dylan. The lady who designed the Dylan Mulvaney campaign.
Oh,
Remember there was that lady,
yeah.
She got fired.
Yeah.
Same as the Cracker Barrel lady.
And then the Cracker Barrel lady, is it the same lady?
No,
and then is it
no.
the same? Well, who are these people? Where are they coming from? Because they need to be prevented from working in corporate America. Don't you guys think that it's probably the same kind of person who decided, oh, I've got a great idea. Let's sign up a non-English speaking, American hating, illegal alien promoting guy who likes to wear weird costumes and dresses. We'll book that for the halftime show. What a brilliant plan.
For the most
It's got to be the same. They come from the same school.
For the most American event of the year. Let's get some guy.
And look,
right.
Before somebody calls us anti-Ister, what's that one? What's the one fellow you have on, guys? He says Isterism all the time. Is it Doug Blair or one of the other guys? He always says, "Call me an Isterianism" or whatever.
Oh,
so call
Drew.
me Drew. It's Drew.
Oh,
yeah.
God, he's
So call me an Isterianism that all you want, but it's not true because I can think of plenty. I'm like Mitt Romney. I've got binders of women and Hispanic singers. Right? No, they could have done like Pitbull, right? Pitbull, an American rapper, singer, songwriter who I understand is a pretty good dude, like has songs in English and is pretty popular, Fireball. They could have had him,
You know what? All this
right?
doesn't matter. I just want Bugs Bunny to do the halftime show.
Me too, man.
What up, Doc?
A buzzard is
Timmy.
two-faced. All right, Speaker Jones will hear you this afternoon, and go visit Tim and Christopher Arps, as Jamie likes to call him, at
Yes.
Harpo's on Friday.
Harpo's.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Have a great day.
Gentlemen, you are my two most favorite ultra magra deplorable double Woosh Wednesday brothers.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks,
Love that.
Tim. Here's a whoosh or two for you.
Whoosh, whoosh.
There you go. Double Woosh Wednesday.
It never gets old.
Nope.
Thank you, Tim.
See you, Tim.
Thank you, guys.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
Oh, my God. I forgot to mention this. So I guess there was 4 things I wanted to say. The Republican governors in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It seems like we give it to the Democrats. They screw it up for a few years, and then we take it back. So Alfred Driscoll, 1947 to 1954. We let Democrats have it for a while. Bill Cahill took over. Thomas Kean, 1982 to 1990. So the liberals are in between. Christine Todd Whitman, Donald DeFrancesco. I think he be ashamed if I don't become governor.
Right.
Kind of guy. John O'Bennett and Chris Christie, who used to be Republican from 2010 to 2018. All right, Ken, I went to the doctor yesterday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's what my wife calls lube, oil, and filter.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she calls it. And I'll give you the results, okay?
Yeah, that'd be good.
If anybody cares about my health.
Of course.
Okay, it's next. On 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Yeah, in with the in crowd.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Court will take a 60-minute recess for lunch.
Your Honor, I respectfully request a full day's continuance to go over all this stuff.
Now, look here. I don't like that kind of talk. Now, just stop it. It upsets me.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Yeah, with me. I didn't say it.
Right.
I didn't say shh.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Okay, I did that time, but it wasn't before. All right, so can we talk about your trees on your property? You know, you must have some trees there that you love, especially sitting out getting the shade in the summertime, right? And the beautiful leaves on it. If it's looking sick to you, there is a doctor, and his name is Stan, and he is at Roots Plus. And here's the difference between them and any other country who can remove a tree for you, because before they move the tree, they want to save it with a proprietary system that they use. What do you mean?
I like that. I like that word.
See, now you're making fun of me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I think you were.
I like it.
They'll try to save that tree. He's got this proprietary system he uses, and it works a lot of the times. If it doesn't, then if you do have to remove the tree, the money you put into trying to save the tree goes towards removing it. See, he's thought of everything. He is the tree whisperer. His name is Stan. Roots Plus, locally owned and operated. And I'd like to say Stan is a great conservative.
Yes.
Check him out at rootsplusllc.com or 314-440-3662. RootsPlusLLC.com.
Jamie Allman here, and I want you to hide out with me 10 minutes south of 270 in Gravois at the wonderful Hideout, the best burgers you're going to find anywhere in the land, and yet people still eat Dave's Chili right there in 90-degree temperatures. Music every day, it seems, people, on the weekends especially, and dinners and lunch served every single day of the week. The coldest beer and the best staff you're going to find. The Hideout right there in High Ridge.
Now, the Free Market Minute, brought to you by the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University.
Hey, it's Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show. I am here with Dr. Grant Black. And Grant, entrepreneurship, it's one of those buzzwords we hear a lot about, but is entrepreneurship really important to the economy?
It definitely is. Entrepreneurship is a consistent contributor to economic growth. It creates new products and services that people value. It creates the new businesses that provide them. It fosters innovation that improves productivity, and it increases beneficial competition. It generates jobs, income, wealth mobility, and even tax revenues that all support and enhance communities. Entrepreneurship matters, so we need to help it thrive in all our communities.
The John W. Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University fosters and examines market-oriented approaches to economic and social issues. To learn more, visit hammondinstitute.org.
News Talk STL. News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Woosh, whoosh.
Vic and Ken. Vic brings the thunder. Ken steals the thunder. Ken, Thunder Stealer. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Still good with that title?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you ever get an email from Ken, it'll say executive producer, Thunder Stealer.
Yeah, and also I have my cards made like that, so I have to be
Yeah,
good
right,
with it.
right. Too late now.
Yeah.
All right. So, in case you care about your handsome host here, I went to the doctor yesterday.
All right.
For what my wife calls lube, oil, and filter. It's like the checkup kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I had to do the labs, right? But before that, you wait in the waiting room there. You check in. Okay. My wife always with me, by the way. Always bring her with me because she asks the questions that I'm too stupid to ask. Because she's a nurse, for God's sakes.
I would definitely take advantage of that. Your wife's a nurse, but at the same time, she's almost like a practitioner. She knows so much. She could be a doctor.
Oh, no doubt. And I hear she likes me.
She does.
So
I've heard that from her too. So,
all right. So the lady comes out to take me back, and as soon as you walk through that first door, it's the scale. And I said, oh, no. I know it's there. Why do I got to get, I don't want to get on the scale.
Yeah.
So I get on the scale, and Ken, I am the biggest, fattest piece of stuff I have ever been. Ever. Heaviest I've ever been on my... Fatter, by the way, than those Santa Claus things we did, the conservative Christmas promos that we made. Remember how fat I was with the white beard? And so, yeah,
No.
ho, ho, ho.
I don't.
You did them with me.
I know. Well, okay. You want me to say that? Okay. Yeah, I remember that. And then what do you say? What are you saying?
What do you mean by that? That's my line.
Right.
That's your line. That's
What do you
my line.
mean?
Come on. So that was the worst part. The best part is everything else was pretty good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I got. I was not expecting that, Ken. That's great. So my A1C is down.
That's good to hear.
That's good. It's down. I'm not in the clear yet, clearly, because again, I will state that I am the biggest, fattest piece of stuff I've ever been. But A1C is down. The kidney thing looks good.
Okay,
Looks
that's
pretty
good. That's really good, actually.
Yeah. The medication I'm taking is helping all those things. My heart is good. I think I'm the perfect specimen of a human being.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
I was really encouraged by when you said the A1C was down. That's good. That's really good to know. Mine, actually, I had mine last month, my lube oil and change.
Lube oil and filter.
Lube oil and filter. and yeah, I was hoping, I was thinking that maybe it would be up because I'm kind of close,
Right.
And he said, no, you're down almost a point. So
Do you take anything for that?
I stopped eating sugar. I just basically just stopped eating sugar, and I use stevia on most things if I need something sweet, and I just try and man, my worst thing, Vic, is the chocolate. I mean, that it is. It's something that's almost uncontrollable. I quit smoking cigarettes 15, 16 years ago. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I mean, I'm a social drinker, but I don't drink that much. And then when it comes to chocolate, I look at it like it's I'm hooked.
Yeah. I just eat, Joey B's restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
There's one in
Oh,
Hampton.
yes.
And there's one in Manchester. I could walk to it. And we order from there all the time, get DoorDash or whatever. And they have this meal that we can't make because we can't find the macaroni that they use for it. So they just call it pasta and broccoli. Okay. Back in New Jersey, we called it gavadil and broccoli. And it's so perfectly like what we used to make in New Jersey. So when you get the thing, it's the circumference of a regular plate. I mean, they stuff the macaroni in there. And when my wife, occasionally she'll read me the Riot Act. And when she was reading me the You Eat Too Much Riot Act, she says, we get the Joey B's and you eat 4 servings at one time. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I didn't realize that they put, more than you can eat in there.
Yeah.
Not more than I can eat. I'm up for the challenge.
Well, yeah, you were never going to call them out on that.
Hey, you're giving me too much food here.
Come on.
I want to pay you extra. So here's part of my problem, okay? My wife is a great cook.
Yeah.
Great Italian cook. She loves to make Italian food for me. And when she makes me something like my favorite aglio olio or eggplant parmesan or sausage and peppers, she puts it down in front of me, and then something in my little pea brain says, you better eat all of this now because you will never have it in front of you ever
again.
This is the last time you'll ever see a bowl of sausage and peppers in front of you ever. So eat as much of it as you can. And I got to stop doing that.
Well, I have to thank my wife, actually, because she's been experimenting with a lot of fish dishes, salmon, and then these, what does she call them? Grains.
Grains?
Yeah.
What is that?
And some, there's a lot of legumes and.
Legumes? What language are you speaking?
I don't know. I don't know what this is all about. Beans and things.
Wait a minute. I thought we were talking about fish.
Yeah. Well,
how did we get to?
That's the accompaniment to the fish. These
I
other
see.
things, and they're seasoned well and everything, and they're pretty good. I mean, I eat it and then I walk away thinking, I could have had some more of that, or I could have like twice or 3 times as much salmon but she only gives me one serving.
Right.
So she's helping me. I have
No,
to
I
admit
get
that,
it. And my wife is helping me.
I get it.
I just shun the help, I guess, because
Shun.
I just want to be fat.
I
guess.
shan't have the help. I shun the help.
I shun the help, and I shan't be dieting. But I will be dieting, and I have to walk. So that's something you've been telling me for I can't tell you how long.
And you start small, man. I'll tell you, that's what I did. I started really all right, walk a block,
Yeah.
Walk up the street, come back with the dog.
I get it. So maybe we'll start that later today. I don't know. But all in all,
hey, man, it feels good, doesn't it?
Right? Not bad, man.
I could tell you got like a little skip in your step, Vic.
That's only because I'm gay.
Oh, okay.
Skipping
well,
is
besides that, though, you really, I can tell there's, your positive outlook. It's nice.
Positive outlook, like maybe I'll be gay one day if I keep skipping.
Right,
Is that what you're
exactly
saying?
right, yeah.
All right. Larry Behrens from Power of the Future. He's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number one for live. I should have said just the other thing. I would have fit it in. Sorry. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I have no idea.
On Newstalk STL. Whether at home or at work, you're mobile. So when you're mobile, stay mobile. Keep St. Louis's home for conservative talk with you wherever you go. Download the Newstalk STL app in the App Store or at NewstalkSTL.com.
Hi, Sean Long from STL Fenceworks. A new fence or deck is an investment in your home and your lifestyle. But how do you ensure that you're getting the most out of that investment? At STL Fenceworks, we know the key is satisfaction. Satisfaction means getting a fence or deck that not only meets your needs, but exceeds your expectations. Satisfaction means working with a team that cares about your project as much as you do. Satisfaction means having confidence in the quality of your new fence or deck, knowing that it was built with the best of materials and workmanship. STL Fenceworks, your satisfaction is our passion. And for me, satisfaction is knowing that providing for your family is how I provide for mine. Visit STLFenceworks.com and experience the satisfaction in making your backyard dreams into a reality.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
John Burnett, show host at Newsmax, professor at NYU. Is there hope in the younger generations for America?
I don't teach from a left, right, or center. I teach common sense. No socialism. I force them to think critically. They are uncomfortable in the first 3 weeks, but then they start getting it. And guess what? They actually end up embracing it.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Hi, I'm Helene Tobler, culinary nutritionist at Body of Health Direct Primary Care. Here we do practical wellness. Dr. Randy and I have a common sense approach to healthcare. My passion is helping our members enjoy better nutrition because food is medicine. We approach problems with a lifestyle foundation and cutting-edge medical tool chest. At Body of Health, it's about being your healthiest you. If you want to experience healthcare the way it ought to be, schedule a discovery call today at bodyofhealth.com. That's bodyofhealth.com.
Fox News commentary with Will Kane next.
If your cash is sitting in a savings account, it's at risk. Old school advice says save more, but today the strategy is broken. When inflation spikes, they print money or cut rates, your dollar shrinks. So do your savings. The solution? Own something real. Physical gold and silver. When the dollar drops, gold and silver prices rise. And with Noble Gold, owning gold is simple. Just visit noblegoldinvestments.com and chat with a specialist. The knowledge is free. The protection is priceless. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult your financial advisor before making investment decisions.
Here's Will Kane.
In her book, 107 Days, Kamala Harris said she just couldn't pick Pete Buttigieg to be her running mate because he's gay. Here she is explaining to Rachel Maddow why she couldn't pick Mayor Pete.
To be a black woman running for president of the United States and as a vice presidential running mate, a gay man, with the stakes being so high, it made me very sad, but I also realized it would be a real risk.
The question from Rachel Maddow was, it's really hard for me to hear, and I need you to explain why you couldn't pick Pete Buttigieg because he's gay. No, I didn't say I couldn't pick him because he's gay. I said because it would be a real risk to run with Pete Buttigieg because he's gay. Like if you sent that in front of an editor, it would be edited down to, I didn't say I couldn't pick him because he's gay. I didn't pick him, you see, because he's gay.
For more commentaries like this, go to foxnewspodcasts.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Woosh, woosh.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Forget about it.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Did you do that? You just did that.
No.
That lightning and thunder right
It was
there?
an accident. Yeah.
You're the best, man. We just heard the Will Kane commentary there that included some Kamala Harris, her voice.
It was funny.
Did you see her yesterday insisting to somebody in the crowd of dozens of people,
tens, I tell you,
saying the 2024 election was the closest election in the 21st century?
And she gets away with it, and the media probably parrots it.
Well, you look at the map, it's all red except for a couple of specks of blue.
And a mandate, and all the swing states, and the popular vote. Let's continue.
Oh, my God, she's such an idiot. All right, so last thing, then we'll get to Larry. Sorry, Larry, just hang in there. That song you just played, Couldn't Stand the Weather by Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
We a long time ago, 20 years ago, and we still have one of them. They have these flowers, right? And the flower's holding a guitar. It's like a daisy, and it's holding a guitar. And it's sound sensitive. So when it hears sound, it starts dancing, right? And then when there's no sound, it stops. So when you play the Stevie Ray Vaughan, flower completely stops. Then it dances again.
Oh,
it's hard to
great.
explain.
No, I love that.
That's great. All right, let's get to Larry some serious stuff. I can't see what can be more serious than a dancing flower, but Larry will give you the benefit of the doubt. How are you, man?
And Larry, you remember the dancing flower, right?
I did. I saw the Dancing Flowers open for Counting Crows back in '94. They were great.
All right, the both of you can shut up now and stop making fun of me, okay? No making fun of the old guy in the room. Larry, how are you? Power of the Future. You guys are doing great, right?
We're doing great, Vic, and America's doing much better with energy dominance. It was always fantastic talking with you.
And energy jobs, when Joe Biden ran for president, he always used the phrase, good paying union jobs. And then the first thing he did was close the Keystone Pipeline and get rid of a lot of good paying union jobs, which were energy jobs because it was about gas and oil and natural gas. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong. You're absolutely right. And don't forget what else he told them, right? He said when people approached him and said, hey, folks are going to lose their jobs because of what you're doing. He said, well, they could learn to code. If you can learn to go in the coal mine, you can learn to code. So I hope I don't know if Kamala's learned to code yet. It looks like she hasn't learned the code of the English language as of yet. But the fact of the matter is, when they decided that they were going to put a bunch of people out of work just for their agenda, well, there were terrible consequences for that. And we're still digging out of it, right? I mean, this winter, the electric bill is going to be probably a little higher. Heating bills may be a little higher because we're still trying to get out from, this trial subscription to the Green New Deal we were under for the 4 years previous.
Well, hold on, Larry. I want you to give Kamala a break, okay? I mean, she just learned what a Venn diagram was just months ago. So how do you expect her to know all that other stuff?
I just know she loves big yellow electric buses. That's all I know.
And I love Venn diagrams. Oh my God. What were you going to say?
I don't know now.
I'm sorry.
So Larry, we played earlier, Doug Burgum, Secretary Burgum. He was talking about the Ambler Road project and how effective that's going to be for like minerals and getting us to get on the AI train and help us support that. But isn't that it's bigger than that? Isn't it going to help support our energy as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So what it is there's a place called Ambler Mine, and they were able to mine it, except there was literally no road to get out of it to deliver the materials to anywhere where they can be processed. And so the Biden administration threw up literal and figurative roadblocks. It's a 211-mile road, which in Alaska I think takes 20 minutes to go, but 211 miles. And then when that road can get done, we can get these critical minerals to us. Yes, it matters for AI, but it matters for our energy in terms of our military weapons. It matters in energy. It takes metals to develop oil, natural gas. I mean, tungsten is a key metal and all that. So all of these minerals that we are now paying China for, we can now pay Americans to make. I mean, it's so commonsensical that it bothers me that we even have to say he's just doing a common sense action by letting Americans produce things for America. But yet that's how out of reality the Joe Biden administration was.
These green policies, nobody looked anything up. Nobody said, hey, is that right? Why don't we look that up and see if what they're saying is true? We clearly didn't. And, I know we're getting a little off track here with this next comment, but when are we going to say to Al Gore, to AOC, to Greta Thunberg, you guys were wrong. You're wrong. And we're not listening to you anymore. We're not doing anything about climate change.
Lurch.
Anymore. John Kerry, why don't we say something anymore?
Yeah, such a great question. And don't forget that Yahoo, who's still at Stanford, who 60 Minutes still runs to, who said we'd all be in a population bomb in the 1980s, that all of us are supposed to be dead by now. I equate it to this. If I ran and started a cult in the middle of nowhere and I told members of that cult that the world was going to end tomorrow, and then it didn't, people would rightfully skewer me as being wrong and false, and the media would laugh at me. But yet you put PhD after your name, you say it's about climate, and you can be wrong all the time. It's kind of like an economist. It's a position where really when you're right, it's unusual. You can be wrong all the time. Why they still have credibility is the exact right question, and I wish I had a better answer than I don't know.
No, you're not supposed to have the better answer here. But here is a little theory of Ken and me, okay? We need to, as conservatives, as people who just want some common sense, we need to be on the offensive, right? I mean, let's take this shutdown, for example. Every time Mike Johnson speaks about it, he needs to have a video behind him playing on a loop, Chuck Schumer saying in 1996 the same things we're saying now, and say, look, here's Chuck. I mean, why don't we go on the offensive and attack first? We wait for them to say something about us, and then we got to defend ourselves. I think that's stupid.
No, I absolutely agree. And we've done it, right? We've done it with hey, Bernie, you say that we shouldn't be having gas stoves, but yet you have 3 homes and you travel private jets. Hey, AOC, you said the world was going to end in 12 years. I think it's 7 years ago now she said that, but you're still heading down to Miami to vacation and planning your next political move. And so they're consistently wrong. We consistently point out their comments, but I think that assumes that these people have a little thing called shame, and they have a little thing called integrity. And if the Virginia Attorney General candidate has taught us anything, integrity takes a backseat to what they really want, which is power all the time.
And that was the biggest thing for me in recent history, Larry, because they were talking about how, well, in 20 years, the ocean's going to consume most of the land near the beaches and stuff. But yet Oprah Winfrey, the Obamas, and any elite, Ellen DeGeneres, everybody were getting properties right on the beach. I mean,
absolutely were
billionaire dollar properties.
And they weren't putting windmills on them, right? They weren't putting solar panels on them. They expected that for you and me and everyone else, but absolutely not for them. I mean, green hypocrisy, limousine liberals have been around forever, and yet they still come at us with this belief that, oh, trust us, we know the science better than you. I think the American people are absolutely seeing through the facade. I think COVID actually helped a lot of that, saying, wait, maybe they're not telling us the truth all the time like they claim they are. And the really interesting thing is, we haven't seen a whole lot of climate scientists getting worked up lately, and I think that has a lot to do with President Trump drying up USAID money and drying up a lot of funds, because I think what we'll find is a whole lot of these 97% of scientists agree. They were all getting government grants to say that they agree. That's why you see the left screaming right now, is because their money train is being cut off, not because they really care about the earth as they always claimed. It's because they had a green grift going on. The money has stopped, and that's why they're screaming.
I think President Trump needs to add one more person to his cabinet to be the secretary of being on the offensive.
There
know
you
what I
go.
mean?
There you go.
And this way, when they say stuff, AOC and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. Sorry, that's my tribute to Rush right there. But they need to. We need to be able to do it, Larry, and we're not. And we look like a bunch of pansies.
Well, I would argue that President Trump is the best secretary of being on the offense that we
true.
have.
You're right.
You look
You're
at
right.
I agree with that.
The press abilities. He has at least usually 2 a day, and reporters, unlike Joe Biden, reporters can ask him any question. He doesn't have a little note card in his hand, and he's telling the American people like it is. And we're seeing that not just in energy and in a whole bunch of ways, but maybe they should have an office of truth. And lo and behold, we could use that USAID money savings to fund it.
No kidding. No kidding. And again, I'll get back to my statement about when do we get to tell them they're wrong. I don't think we went back and told Leonard Nimoy and everybody that made Nova, is that the show it was on, Nova, that the ice, that the earth is going to freeze. We better warm everything up. So we do, and then we're jerks for doing that.
I think that my best part, and I think you guys covered it, but it was like a couple weeks ago, Trump was at the UN and they cut off his teleprompter. And I think they thought, we're going to get him here, cutting off his teleprompter. And then he just went and spit a whole bunch of truth at him and said exactly that. He's like, you guys just call it global warming or global cooling. Then it was global warming. And now it's climate change. So you could say it's anything. And he told them right to their faces, and they're all shunned and so forth. But that is the type of truth in their face, because they live in these nice little reality distortion bubbles where everyone tells them they're the smartest. Everyone tells them they're the best, and yet the needle of reality never pushes through until President Trump tells them what's going on. But maybe we all should be a little bit louder about it, because they are still living in their deceptions for sure.
Boy, you're right. Guys, I'm going to tell you both. I had a wacky dream last night. I don't remember a lot of the details, but one detail I do remember was that gas was 98 cents a gallon. And so I was like, I thought I remember when I first moved to St. Louis in 1993, that gas here was 88 cents a gallon only 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And the national average was $1.11. And I stand by it. I think gas was 88 cents a gallon. What kind of crazy, wacky, prophetic dream is that?
I hope it goes in that direction a little more. Gas is cheaper this week than it was last week, than it was last month, last year, but we could be dropping a whole lot more. And I hope we absolutely see that. And you just touched on it, Vic. I think 88 cents is the cheapest gas I remember as a kid. That's like late 80s, early 90s. So absolutely. And I'm sure you were a kid that time as well.
Yes. Why, yes. Actually, the truth is no. And when I was a kid, I remember my father pulling into the gas station. It was 37 cents a gallon.
Wow.
That was a long time ago. Next topic. I don't want to hear about how old I am. Next, Ken.
So by the way, Larry,
Yes.
the $8 billion that President Trump is trying to claw back from the green grift, I think this is really, really critical, because we know that none of this crap is ever going to work. Like, for example, solar panels. They don't generate what they thought they were going to, and you got to replace them, and you can't recycle them. The same thing goes for the windmills. You can't recycle those things. So he wants to pull all that money back. How successful is he going to be?
He's going to be very successful. In fact, we just put out a press release. It looks like he's going to claw back another $12 billion on top of that. And these numbers matter. I know we talk about billion after billion, but this is real dollars and real savings that are going on. But let's just talk about it, because you point out something, Ken, that is really important. The left is going to say, because they already are, that your electricity prices are going up because Donald Trump canceled that solar farm that was going to take over your farmland. And that is absolutely not true. One, if the solar panels were going to work, they would have worked by now. They wouldn't need all of our government money to work. Two, every place, and this includes some red states like Missouri that have gone down the solar and wind road, their prices have gone through the roof. We have shut down in the United States over the last 20 years 400 fossil fuel-based power plants. That is why your electric bill is going up. And so this stuff sadly doesn't turn around on a dime, but that's why your bills are going up. It's not because Donald Trump wants to cancel some Chinese solar panels. It is absolutely true that if solar panels worked, they wouldn't need our tax dollars to get them off the ground.
It's Larry Behrens, Communications Director of Power of the Future. In a minute, Larry, tell us about Power of the Future.
Sure. We're a nonprofit organization that advocates for American energy. And it's a lot of fun lately because we point out the fact that, all those green groups voted for and endorsed what is his name, Jay Jones in Virginia, and they haven't pulled back their endorsement. We point out that green groups often take a lot of money from the green grip for the products that they push, and so we bring truth and facts to a whole lot of this conversation so that American energy dominance can move forward.
All right, Larry, we missed seeing you around here and listening to you on our station, so it's good to talk to you. Maybe we should talk a little bit more often.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Really? You miss seeing me? The restraining order said I can't come within 1,000 feet. What are you talking
That's only when we're near a school.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I totally agree with it.
Great, Larry.
You guys are the best.
Larry Behrens from Power of the Future. Oh, God. I am the old guy.
Bye, Larry.
Bye, Larry.
Take care, guys.
He's great. Remember his show?
Oh yeah, I was the producer for it.
Oh, so clearly you remember.
I
the show.
remember the show.
All right, that works for me. Okay, let's take a little break here.
Okay, now
let's listen to the news. Then let's honor a veteran.
Okay,
and then we'll talk to Mark Harder if he's good to us. I don't see any food in his hand, but that's fine because Brian and Larry Bononi is bringing us food.
Oh,
right?
Yes, I hope.
You looked at me like you weren't sure. Freddie's Market in Webster Groves, aren't they bringing us
I
food?
love that.
You got two hungry guys in here. One note was Italian, by the way. Let's go.
Woosh,
please.
Woosh.
When water troubles strike, call the family you can trust. Tim Jones here for Ambassador Plumbing, serving our community since 2018 with 25 years of master plumbing expertise from Tim Morris and his handpicked team. Whether it's a simple faucet repair or a complete bathroom remodel, if water runs to it or through it, they do it. From residential service calls to commercial to new construction, the folks at Ambassador are your neighbors treating you like family. Ambassador Plumbing, where faith meets craftsmanship. 636-383-6932 or ambassadorplumbing.com. That's ambassadorplumbing.com.
Attention off-road enthusiasts. Iron Bear Customs has the strongest bumpers on the planet. Plus, brush guards, lift kits, and custom cages for all vehicles. Visit ironbearcustoms.com and mention NewstalkSTL for 10% off. Iron Bear Customs, built tough for the toughest terrain.
Discover Patriot Powder Coating, your family-owned specialist in Pacific. From small jobs to big projects, we got you covered. Visit our showroom or call 636-551-0377. Mention NewstalkSTL for 10% off.
Looking for treasures from the past? Discover Mimi's Antiques Attic, your locally owned and family-operated treasure hunt destination. Explore 16,000 square feet of antiques, crafts, collectibles, and designer items across 225 unique rental spaces. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, and Sundays, 10 to 6 at 1000 Warrenton Shops in Warrenton. Mimi's Antiques Attic, where every visit uncovers new treasures.
JC's Wayback Machine.
This week, it's an absolutely hilarious interview with Bob Euchre, plus Billy Bob Thornton with an interesting story about what should have been a great day with Mark McGuire, but turned out sort of bad, and Bowie and Freddie as you've never heard them before. And don't forget the brand new JC Sunday Showgram, Sunday mornings 7 to 9, all brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9. On Newstalk STL. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNBS Bowling Green. This is Newstalk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Former FBI Director James Comey has pleaded not guilty to lying to Congress 5 years ago. President Trump's son Eric says despite some high-ranking officials politicizing the agency during the previous administration, he now has a lot of faith in the current FBI and its leadership.
I know them all personally. I know their heart. I know their soul. This isn't like, meeting somebody once at a cocktail party. This is like being on, stages with them all across the nation in the worst of times when your phone wasn't ringing. I believe those guys are going to get to the bottom of all of this.
Eric Trump was interviewed by the Salem Radio Network. In Portland, months of nightly protests at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility continued last night. Portland Police Chief Bob Days said at a news conference on KATU in Portland today, he'd like to coordinate with increased police presence and any federal response.
As I explained to the secretary today, we're managing an entire city here. And so we prioritize to the best of our ability the resources we have to meet those demands. And frankly, we need more. We need more. And not only do we need more police officers, but we need other areas to support to deal with crime.
Police Chief Bob Day says he held a personal conversation with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem about the need for more federal assistance. As with the Nobel Prize for Physics, 3 scientists now share the 2025 Nobel Prize in Chemistry.
The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has today decided to award the 2025 Nobel Prize in Chemistry to Susumu Kitagawa, Kyoto University, Japan, Richard Robson, University of Melbourne, Australia, and Omar Yagi, University of California at Berkeley, USA, for the development of metal organic frameworks.
That's Professor Hans Ellegren, Secretary General of the Royal Swedish Academy. More from townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
My debt problem started probably about 2016. I needed my life to change financially. I called Trinity and I ended up joining based on high credit card bills and high interest rate. And my counselor at Trinity has been great, and Trinity has been helping me to get on the right path of paying off these credit card bills, bringing down the interest rate. They have consolidated my bills into one low monthly payment. And now I am finally getting out of credit card debt. So I just want to say thank you, Trinity, for showing me a better and greater path.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Sharon, and soon I will be debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Hi, it's Chris Arps, and I've been a customer of Royal Banks Missouri for many years. They're a full-service, locally owned and operated community bank with 17 locations throughout the St. Louis area, including locations in Hannibal, Jerseyville, Granite City, as well as 2 locations in St. Charles. Plus, given today's headlines in the overall banking industry, it is reassuring to know Royal Banks of Missouri has the highest financial ratings in St. Louis for stability and strength. Royal Banks of Missouri is reinvesting in its hometown University City. They've now opened the doors to their new location at 8550 Olive Boulevard at the corner of Olive and McKnight. Stop by to see their refreshed look with the same exceptional Royal Bank service you know and trust. Learn more about the move in University City by visiting royalbanksofmo.com today. That's Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank for your community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Craving authentic Cuban flavors? Come home to Havana 1961, where family recipes passed down through generations come to life in every bite. From chef and owner Mama Maria's famous Cuban sandwiches to classic entrees bursting with bold, fresh flavors, we bring the warmth and tradition of Havana right here to Missouri. Havana 1961, where great food, culture, and community come together. On Main, in St. Peter's, or at Havana1961.com. We welcome you like familia.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
For a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, 2 behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, housekeeping.
No, I stay.
Chat box has been moved up to 11:25. Please mark it in your schedules now. 11:41. A visit from Brian and Larry Bononi, owners of Freddie's Market. Did you know Freddie's Market were owned by Italians?
Are they Irish?
Yes, yeah, exactly right. They'll join us, and I'm hoping, bring some food. So that's the that's the schedule for the rest of the day. All right, Ken, it's time for Vic for Vets. Today's honored veteran is Winfred H. Hart Jr., and this is submitted by Marcus Hart. and it's his grandpa. Winfred H. Hart Jr. was born in Nace, Virginia, near Troutville, on May 1st, 1921. He enlisted in January of 1942 at the age of 21 and attended basic training in Texas. I don't know about numbers, Ken, but percentage-wise, probably the most enlistment ever right after December 7th, 1941, after Pearl Harbor.
No doubt. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we it's endless groups of people, are endless veterans who joined underage.
Yeah, right. Mr. Hart trained to be a pilot, but later became a radio operator for the bomber group of the B-24 Liberator, which was part of the 8th Air Force 466th Bomb Group, 785th Squadron, crew number 545. During most of World War II, the 466th was stationed in Adelbridge, England, a point from where it could conduct bombing missions over most of Nazi-occupied Europe. Hart's first mission was oil refinery targets in one of Germany's largest port cities of Hamburg. Other missions included an airfield in Marne, France. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I'm sure there's some fancy way to say that, but I'll just say Marne, France. A Junkers aircraft engine factory in Magdeburg, Germany, and railroad targets throughout Germany, which were supplying the German army. Mr. Hart's last mission on January 21st, 1945, was a railroad marshalling yard, freight staging yard in Hellbrunn, Germany. Hart says they were very fortunate none of the crew were ever hurt. He remembers 2 close calls. While on his first mission over Hamburg, Germany, they lost the number 3 engine from flak fire damage. The 2 P-51 Mustang fighters escorted them back to England, protecting them from the enemy fighter aircraft. The other was a near mid-air collision with an Allied aircraft over London while doing training exercises. He credits their pilot, John Garrity, who was a tough, tall Irishman from Texas who knew how to handle the hard-to-fly B-24 aircraft. After completing 27 missions, Mr. Hart was discharged in the spring of 1945. He was welcomed home by his family, which included his grandfather, who rented a farm from Magnus Brugge near the original Brugge's Mill in Troutville. His father was a machinist for Norfolk and Western Railroad, and his mother was a Crawford from Craig County. After returning home from the war, Mr. Hart worked to complete the high school credits required to attend VPI, Virginia Tech, where he would study electrical engineering. While attending school, he worked a short time for Eagle Rock Lime Company. Mr. Hart and his wife, Lois, both worked for Appalachian Power Unit, retiring in 1982. Following retirement, they both enjoyed travels, which included visits to New Zealand, the Caribbean, Russia, and many parts of Europe. Grandpa passed in February of 2017. Well-earned vacations, right? To all those places.
Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. And what amazing life, you know. Can I, I know you mentioned you're going to mention here that there are supporters of Vic for Vets.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say also, if you have a veteran, your favorite veteran, please send them to me, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com. It's name, rank, branch of service, and you don't need to have a long story like that. It can just be a couple notes, whatever, but we just want to highlight your favorite veteran.
And it doesn't have to be anybody that was in combat. If you've served this country in any way in the military, we want to hear from you. So email Ken at
NewstalkSTL.com, living or deceased, any age group, just as long as they're a veteran.
And Vic for Vets really relies on the support of the Alamo Military Collectibles, Heroes Care, and Monocle's Pizza. 27 missions. Unbelievable.
I know.
All right, everybody. All right.
From the county of St. Louis.
Crime issues, economic development.
This is Mark Harder.
Hi, Mark Harder.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
Good. We missed you.
I know. It's been 2 weeks.
Mr. Vacation, man.
Took a long vacation. I don't think I've been on a 2-week vacation in years. So it was good to see that and good to be on it.
Did you have to force yourself to relax?
Yeah, the first couple days, you got to decompress and all that and get where we need to be and all that. But we went up east to did Boston and Rhode Island and Cape and up to Maine and saw all the trees changing up there.
What about New Zealand, the Caribbean, Russia, and many parts of Europe?
We didn't get that far.
Okay, well,
No.
Grandpa Hart.
Yeah.
Got a little bit on you there. Got a little bit on most of us, of course.
That's right.
So you go away for 2 weeks.
Right. And the whole world implodes.
You come back and he's like, well, I turned my back on you people for 2 weeks. What were your thoughts when you got back and saw the mess?
Well, which mess? I mean, it's, we saw that one of our council people got in a fight with a sitting state senator at a meeting up in North County a couple weeks ago. And so I saw that. I was watching my phone while we were on vacation and had to talk to some people. I mean, and I saw that coming when we went up there when they tore down Jamestown Mall. Those two sparred at that time, but it wasn't a cat fight where they're pulling hair, but it was a lot of exchanging of barbs back and forth.
Fisticuffs this time around.
But this time, there was some pushing and shoving, and it'll be interesting to see what the courts say after this has all been.
And when is that going to be?
I don't know. I mean, I think they just filed restraining orders and, cross suits and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be around for a while, I'm sure.
So last night after you walked in for the meeting, did they say, hey, who's this guy? I don't want this guy in.
Yeah.
Get his credentials.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to reintroduce myself to everybody that was there, and they said, oh, that's you. Okay.
Oh, that's Mark Carter.
Yeah. But, no, yesterday was an interesting day. We had our budget overview of the county budget yesterday afternoon. I would encourage everyone that lives in St. Louis County, you need to go to our website and watch the video of that and boxcast of that meeting, because it will tell you exactly the situation we're in from spending and on revenue side. So we had the Page administration had their spokesperson to defend their budget because
Who was that?
His name is Paul Kreidler. He's the budget director. And so they came and presented the Page's budget. And then we have our own budget coordinator, and he presented kind of a counter argument and agreed and disagreed with some of the things in the other presentation. So it's a good, people can see both sides of this budget and how it was presented and the situation we are in. But I think both agree on a number of things, and that is we've got a revenue problem and we've got a spending problem. And we are up against the wall. We spent, by next year, we will have, on this current rate, we will have spent everything that we have in savings. So
that's Rams money and all?
That's without Rams money. If we put Rams money, we might pick up another 6 months. So it's not a huge thing. So we got to figure this out on both sides of the ledger.
Vic mentioned the Rams money. We have listeners that are asking about the Rams money, saying,
right,
well, okay, we know the city's destroying it, but what is the county doing? What portion do you have? First of all, does the county have, and is it still there?
Oh yeah, we've got the fund is still there. Unfortunately, when it was negotiated a number of years ago, the St. Louis County came up on the short end of that negotiation. The city of St. Louis got most of the lion's share of that money. We got at that time about $180 million of that settlement after all the lawyers got their piece and everything else. So that 180 has been sitting. Well, it first off took 6 months before they could figure out a way of saving it and putting it into an investment. But that is spinning off about $5 million a year sitting there. We've already agreed to spending $40 million of it on roads in St. Louis County, subdivision roads in unincorporated St. Louis County. So that's in the process. So that has been fully spent because that project hasn't started, but we've earmarked it for that. So that leaves about $100 million or so still in there, and we've whittled away at different things using that. So even if we spent what's left that hasn't been accounted for or hasn't been agreed to, that's only going to buy us maybe a year of budget hole filling. We've got to fix this problem long term, and it has to come from spending cuts and from certain revenue enhancements.
What a novel idea, Vic.
You know, I mean, it's, you know, if you have problems, if you're at home and you have problems with your credit and people are coming and saying, hey, you know, you can't spend anymore, you don't go and open up another credit card, you know, and that's what we've done for years is that we go, okay, we've overspent this area. We got to get some more. And so we go get another credit card and we got to stop that.
All right. First of all, I want to say our listeners pay attention. Okay.
Big time. Yeah.
Rams money and everything else. They pay attention. They're intelligent, smart people who listen to the show.
That's right.
The other thing I want to say is unincorporated St. Louis County. Does that, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. All I'm saying is the second thing I'm hearing that it was annexation of more unincorporated. Are towns, municipalities getting taken care of, or is it all just unincorporated St. Louis County?
Well, our budget mostly covers, probably 90% covers the operations of unincorporated St. Louis County. Now there are things that we pay for that cover the operations for everyone, like our court system, our jail system, our police department in certain areas, the helicopters for the police. Those are regional assets that we pay for, and everybody contributes to that. But certain street maintenance, no, we're only responsible for streets that are in unincorporated St. Louis County, or streets that are tied to our responsibility, arterial or feeder streets that are like Baxter Road is a county road. So even though it goes through municipals like Manchester and Baldwin, we are responsible for that road to repair it and so on and so forth. And we have roads like that all over the county.
So 109 and Wild Horse Creek Road.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, right? That gas station's right there on the right.
And the new roundabout.
And the new roundabout, and the road's falling apart. Or at least it was falling apart when I used to be up there a lot.
Yeah.
That's unincorporated too, I guess, right?
No, that's actually Chesterfield and Wildwood. And that all has been redone there because they put in that roundabout. So
with what money, I guess is my question.
Well, that was a MoDOT project because 109 is a MoDOT road. So that whole roundabout was built by MoDOT. Now we helped give some other easements and things like that. The county was involved in that, but the money for that roundabout came from MoDOT, which is the state funds to put that in. So we have those projects all over the St. Louis County where it's we pay for half, they pay for half, or we have to do a tenth and they do 90%, whatever. And that's what somewhat makes our region the way it is, because of all these little pockets of municipalities and responsibilities.
All right.
But either way, we still have a budget problem. And I encourage your listeners to go on and listen to it to understand it, because we're probably going to be looking at, we definitely are going to have to be looking at the use tax coming up on the April ballot next year. And that's the internet tax on purchases, because people have changed their whole buying patterns. Since COVID, we forced everybody on the internet. I mean, it was going that way anyway, but as you know, with your other side hustles, everybody was shopping on the internet, and we don't get a penny of any tax money that goes with people shop on the internet. So, you buy these headphones, you get them on Amazon or whatever, the state gets their piece, but St. Louis County or the municipalities where you buy that don't get anything right now.
It's going to take away the whole advantage of shopping online, though.
But
it will. It'll hurt it a little bit. But I think that I understand his point.
It's a fairness. It's a fairness issue.
I get it.
Because if you had to go down to your favorite electronics store, bricks and mortar, you would pay the sales tax for this headphone.
Yeah.
But I would have to leave the house. See.
Well, yeah, and you have to put pants on, so
I have to get dressed.
Right.
The hell
Hey, Mark,
with that.
I had a question, Mark, and we've probably referred to this a few years ago, but municipalities, that's unique to St. Louis County. I think they're having the number of municipalities that we have.
Right.
You have to navigate that pretty differently than a lot of other counties, correct?
Well, yeah, because there is so many. And in my district, I have about 10 municipalities. And Rita Days, who's up in North County, she's got maybe 30 in the same land space, and 24 of them are right around UMSL. So you've got little municipalities that have 1,000 people or 500 people or less. I've got Wildwood and Chesterfield, which are 30 and 40,000 people just in those two municipalities, in Manchester and Baldwin and Ellisville. and I get along well with all the leadership there, and we help each other out on many things, but it's hard to coordinate things. And those smaller municipalities have gotten to the point, and we've talked about this before, where they're at a point where they can't survive in the future. I mean, from a purchasing standpoint, from a taxation standpoint, from just keeping a police force, from walking out, that's going to have to change in the future. But unfortunately, these places, everybody wants to be mayor. And so you got a lot of mayors.
Got a lot of mayors. A lot of too many cooks spoil the broth. All right, Mark. Well, so go to the St. Louis County Council website, which is easy to find. Just type in County Council, St.
Louis County Council.
And then go to the Boxcast thing for the council. And
right.
You can watch everything tonight and show up tonight if you want to talk.
Well, not tonight, but last night. This all happened yesterday.
Next Tuesday is what I meant to say.
Yeah, and next Tuesday, I mean, this is going to be, the budget's going to be discussion from now till the end of December. And
I just came back from a 2-week vacation. Okay?
Yeah,
so
you probably need a 2-week vacation. I'll talk to Jeff.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
he brought me a donut today, so we're going towards that.
Vacation or donut.
So Sunday at 5 o'clock, you got a show.
Yes, we do. I got a big show coming up. The really big show.
Really big show.
We got we've got the director of the St. Louis Airport is going to be on again, and we're going to talk about the new acquisition of British Airways coming to Lambert, which will be in April. But that was a deal just struck last week when I was on vacation. And so I want to have her come and talk about the implications of that. We've got Councilman Archer is going to be on.
I know him.
And he's been on your show. And he's going to talk about his new bill about anti-panhandling on county roads. And
again,
so we're going to talk about that on county roads.
Right. So people can panhandle everywhere else, but just not on county roads.
That's right.
I'm not getting on you. I'm just saying.
No. And
it should be everywhere.
Right. But in many places it is. We're probably one of the last places and have the most streets where that needs to be in effect. So he'll be talking about that. And then we have Timothy Weeks, who is our county administrator. And what that is, he works for the court system, and he's been on before. And we're going to talk about the crisis in his area of indigent people, that his department actually manages people's money to keep these people alive in nursing homes and in shelters and everything like that, because people become wards of the state, in the case wards of the county.
Wow.
And that's what he does. Him and his department of about 8 or 10, that's all they do is pay bills and move people around to group homes and to nursing homes and you name it, and pick people up off the street and things like that, where they've been wards of the state from early age to old age.
I've heard of wards of the state. I've never heard of wards of the county before. That's a new term to me.
Right.
Thank you, Mark Harder.
That's on Sunday at 5 p.m.
The Insider.
Thanks, Mark.
Chat box is next. And then Freddie's Market. Going to stop by and say hi. 1019-94.1 News Talk STL. #1 for live and local conservative talk and the best bumper music, I'd like to say, like for Ken Williams.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
My focus is just stay focused. Find the quote. Repeat the line. My focus is just stay focused.
News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
You know, they're literally taking the Constitution and putting it in a paper shredder.
News Talk STL.
You and I might have something in common. Back pain. I can tell you where I go for help. Esquire Sports Medicine, the spine of St. Louis. They can put athletes back on the field so they can clearly help us. Esquire Sports Medicine, hands-on chiropractic help on Big Bend, just north of Highway 40. 314-644-0885. EsquireSportsMedicine.com. EsquireSportsMedicine.com.
Attention St. Charles,
Looking for a local spot that satisfies all your cravings? Mario's Donut Restaurant is your place to go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From mouth-watering sandwiches and omelets to delicious gyros, Mexican dishes, salads, and wraps, we've got it all. And don't forget our famous donuts. They're so good, they'll make your eyes glaze over. Dine in or carry out, our friendly staff is ready to serve you with love and care. Mention NewstalkSTL when you visit. Call 636-447-4515 or visit mariosdonutrestaurant.com.
Newstalk STL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Money Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the St. Louis radio airwaves for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Money Radio 2 times every weekend on Newstalk STL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeMoneyRadio.com. You could also reach Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP, member FINRA and SIPC.
Country Mart in St. Clair is having a sale so big, we could only call it a massive meat sale. This Thursday and Friday, October 9th and 10th. Stock up with unbeatable prices. Ground chuck, $3.99 a pound. Boneless ribeyes, $12.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $3.29 a pound. Boneless pork loins, $1.79 a pound. Hurry while supplies last. No rain checks. See all items on our Facebook page. Order early at 636-629-1137. 925 Plaza Drive in St. Clair.
If you find yourself feeling out of place in the world, it's comforting to know conservative values haven't been abandoned everywhere.
The far left wants to destroy conservative values in America.
This is News Talk STL. Welcome home. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Joe DeVito, and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL. We've already had our 2-drink minimum. How about you?
Hi, Joe DeVito. All
Joe
right.
DeVito.
Welcome back. 1019-94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That's Ken Williams. We do have Larry Bononi. You're the Larry, right? You're the Brian. Sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it. 50-50s. Toss, coin toss, and I lost. Brian Bononi is going to be with us from Freddie's Market coming up here in just a bit. And he brought food. And I will decide.
I can smell
who
that
gets
brisket
the rest
from here, man.
You can forget the pastrami, all right? Because you already heisted something else over there.
12-hour brisket. 12-hour? 20-hour brisket. Yes.
Kathleen says, good morning, fam. Bam, whoosh, whoosh. I don't like seeing I don't know what that emoji means. I want to see. I've been a loyal listener ever since the very first day. I've been a loyal follower ever since the very first chat. I received my 4-year anniversary badge earlier this year. I don't know what happened or why it's not there, but I want it back. We had some Facebook problems this morning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's all fixed.
Whoosh, whoosh.
All fixed. All right, Rumblers, here we go. 111. Ed is 1. You listening? One.
I tell you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President using tariffs to help the Dem turds government shut down. Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump.
I love that.
I do too. Good morning, all you beautiful, MAGA, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, garbaging, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, big-head weirdos. Whoosh, whoosh.
Good job, Vic.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Morning, St. Louis. Good morning, freedom-fighting dickheads. Hi, Vic. Hi, Ken. Thank you for getting those in the right order. Appreciate it. It's a dry martini hump day. Get it? 3 martini.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dry martini.
I like how they combine the information from 2 shows.
I love that, too. I bet Wastebook didn't have to wait 20 minutes for their feed, Mr. Porcelli. Hey, listen, don't be calling me names, okay? All I'm saying is the Facebook feed wasn't up. That's all I'm saying.
No, it was out of my hands. I had to seek higher help.
So why would he write, I bet Wastebook didn't have to wait 20 minutes for their feed? What? Facebook went out.
Sounds to me like they were blaming Facebook. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either. All I know is we're here now. We got you rumblers going, so shut up and comment. Hiya, Allison. I'm first to hit the like button. Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Vic needs the union. See, now they're gonna start a wildcat strike, right?
Oh, wild.
Chat
Oh,
box.
wildcat.
Wildcat strike. International Brotherhood of Chat Boxers, Local 1019. Smash that dad blamed rickin' frackin' like button, peeps. Allison? Ed's looking for Allison. Allison, are you there? Allison calling. Allison, please report to surgery. Hit that like button. It's a union requirement. Those are your union dues, okay? It's not bad. Maybe fake news should report on bounties on ICE agents. Did you hear about that? Some cartel person. God, I came so close to five different curse words right there.
I was looking.
Put a bounty, $10,000 to kill a certain specific ICE agent.
And you'll wonder why President Trump's going after the cartels. You'll wonder about that then.
No, they're just
The left does
discriminating
anyway.
against black and brown people. That's all. DOJ just arrested a gang leader in Chicago for... Oh, they got the guy. Great. Well, all I had to do was read that next one, and we would have been going so much easier. If you, as a governor or mayor, etc., won't protect your citizens or other law enforcement, you should be removed from office immediately. Comey was arraigned, pleads not guilty. No shock there. Let's hope he goes to jail. All the money spent on all kinds of foolish things should only be spent after law enforcement has been funded to the fullest. Fund all the officers needed everywhere.
Little air in your diaphragm?
Underneath.
Underneath? Oh, underneath.
Hear that? Jabba? Jabba, I believe, is Prickster, right? Prickster? Is that Jabba? They call it Jabba the Hutt?
Jabba the Hutt, yeah.
Prickster?
Prickster.
We're saying his name right? Prickster?
Prickster.
Is
Yeah.
Prickster?
That's it.
Prickster.
You nailed
Prickster.
it. JB Prickster.
Spencer in St. Louis, LA, Newscomb, New York City, Adams, etc. Protect people or move aside.
And you're nailing those names today.
Thank you.
Newscomb.
Thank you. Newscomb. A portion of donations made at the Price of Freedom banquet honoring first responders will go to Backstoppers, our real American heroes. And, you know, I expect no less from the Great Washington Guard, right? To split the profits with Backstoppers.
Exactly right.
Because he's a mensch.
I got a blazer for the banquet, but do I really need it? I hate playing dress up. Boy, I'm with you there. Many will dress casual. I didn't see many people dress casual last year, did you?
Some.
Colonel Joe Adams was dressed to the nines.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
looked great.
Right.
444. LOL. I don't know what that means. Ken's Super Bowl halftime show. Love the Bugs Bunny Super Bowl ad. People dig it. Kenny did a good job there.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you, everybody.
Ken, stevia is good. So is monk fruit.
I heard that.
Dark chocolate, I'm in. 70% or higher is good.
They say that, and I like dark chocolate occasionally. You know, it's kind of a palate cleanser. But man, that milk chocolate just gets me. Peanut butter milk chocolate. I'm in.
That's Reese's
I'm in. I don't
peanut
care.
butter cups.
It is, but if I take a Hershey bar and just dip it in real peanut butter, I'm good.
So picky eater. Eat in moderation makes a huge difference.
It's true.
My wife and I split meals when dining out. If we can't take leftovers home right away, or when we're going straight home, we ask for a to-go container right away and put half of it in to take home. The problem is, like, if you go to Canetto's, my favorite Italian restaurant on the hill, my favorite dish, aglio olio. You familiar? Aglio olio. So they give you so much, you can eat a little bit there and then take home the styrofoam cup that's like 12 inches tall and bring that much home. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
Maybe they were doing that for Vic Porcelli.
No.
And now they opened it up for everybody now.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as everybody gets it.
Yeah.
The only chocolate I'll eat is dark. And yes, 70% and up is best. 70% what, by the way?
Cacao.
Oh.
Cacao. Whatever you want to call it.
Hey, watch your language. Watch your language.
I didn't say anything, but I
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
For all you Gutfeld fans, we went to Andrew Gruel's restaurant last night. All I can say is, wow.
Woosh.
Chiopino. Andrew Gruel is one of the best chefs in this country, and his last name is Gruel. And if you've ever seen Oliver, the very first song, Food, Glorious Food, all we ever get is Gruel. And he's I don't
That's
know.
him.
Do you get the
I get it.
What are
you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
See how he treats me? Thank you for your service, Winford Hart Jr., World War II veteran. Where did the funds come from for all the work on Tesson Ferry? Oh, he's gone now. We can't ask him that. Sorry. Taxation without representation. We have that right now, but politicians who really don't represent won't agree. Your guest should have been in tomorrow. It's Deli Day tomorrow. No. Rumble was out until 9:20. What is going on? Do I look like the engineer? Do I look like the guy with
Engineer Vic, what's going on there?
Yeah,
He
here
is
you
a
go.
hot-ass mess, honey.
You got a problem with the Cuminator and the Eliminator. You got to fix that up there, and you got to run contour. You got to run contour. That's what we'll do.
Contour, dude.
Union dues paid. Like button smashed. Shout out to the Corner Pub Restaurants for becoming a major sponsor of Bam Vet Smoking for
This is
Veterans.
taking forever.
Oh, my God. Trattoria Marcella is my favorite Italian eatery. Not mine. Mine is coming up here in just a bit. We'll talk about that at Freddie's Market. If I Facebook private messaged you the other day of my Italian meal I made, you never responded. Sad. I made it in honor of Italian Heritage Month. It's also Polish Heritage Month.
Why didn't you respond?
I don't know. I don't even remember. I'm so sick of him, I can't even tell you. All right, let's take a break. Let's come back and talk.
Get me out of here!
To Brian Bononi from Freddie's Market.
Good Irishman.
Big Ben Boulevard in Webster Grove. And I'll go see if I can find what Ed Stoit made. I was supposed to comment on. What am I, Gordon Ramsay?
What am I, Kreskin?
What am I, Kreskin? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Send it again, Ed Stoit. Because everything else you send me, the 900 things you send. Oh, here it is. Sauteed. Wait a minute. Awesome pasta in honor of Italian Heritage Month, right? Sauteed peas, minced garlic, minced onion, diced bacon, chopped mushrooms, Italian seasoning, Montreal seasoning, and black pepper infused olive oil, tossed in cooked pasta shells with some of the pasta water. Lastly, tossed in all the fresh shredded Parmesan plated serve. It looks delicious. Looks absolutely delicious.
Get me out of here!
Go! Gone! Done! Over!
Vic and Ken.
They don't know what the they're doing.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Supreme Court is back in session, which means I'm going to make Zach Smith of Heritage give me his predictions at 4:20.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Chris Arps here, and after Becky and I leave church on Sunday, we head down the street to Capriotti's to grab a classic meatball sub. And of course, for dessert, I get a giant chocolate chip cookie. I love Capriotti's, and you will too.
On Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Johnny Tobacco, host of The Wise Guys on Newsmax.
Jerome Powell, to me today, sounded like a man with a big load of turd in his pants because that statement today looked like a hostage video. It looked like he didn't want to say he might change policy, but he knew he had to because the market is looking at him with some really evil eyes.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Their Provia windows combine old world craftsmanship the professional way, the Provia way, with over 65 years of combined experience, locally owned, offering competitive pricing and personalized service that the big box companies can't match. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Hey guys, Jefferson County Councilman Billy Crow here from Jeffco Patriot Radio. On behalf of Tim Jones and I just want to thank you for making Jeffco Patriot Radio the #1 listened to show on Sundays here on News Talk STL, where we dive into all the things happening in and around Jefferson County. Check Tim Jones and I out on Jeffco Patriot Radio this and every Sunday at high noon here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Hey, Columbo here for Rockwood Charcoal. Rockwood is made from 100% pure Missouri oak and hickory, so you're cooking with the best and supporting local industry and a local business all at once. There's over 100 area Rockwood retailers. Find yours at rockwoodcharcoal.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I wouldn't sell my bike for all the money in the world.
If they have to pay out $159,000 billion.
Not for $100 billion, million, trillion dollars.
Over $1,300,000,000,300 million.
You're crazy. I know you are, but what am I?
On News Talk STL.
Brian's getting a first-hand look at the mayhem of this show.
Yes.
Hope you like it, Brian.
It's wonderful.
Brian Bononi. Did I say that right?
Bononi
from Freddie's Market, 9052 Big Bend Boulevard, Webster Groves. And you guys have been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, we've been in that location since 1969. And this week we're celebrating our 100 years in the business as a family.
100 years of feeding people.
Yeah, my great-grandfather came over from Italy and opened a grocery store with his brother.
That's what Italians do. Eat, mangia,
we love food.
Right. We love food
Congratulations.
too much sometimes. Yeah. But all right, so let's talk about Ken. We have breaking news. You have a breaking news?
Breaking news on News Talk STL.
Right here on this show, a brand new dish at Freddie's Market.
That's right.
Brian, what is it?
We're going to debut today our new Goodfella hot sandwich. It's our in-store made salami with garlic butter bread and Provel cheese melted.
Oh my God.
And we have a little secret dressing we're putting on it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Maybe
off the air I'll tell you, but
come on.
We're not going to tell everyone else.
We're paisans, right?
But we've been test marketing it for a couple of weeks and it's got 5 stars from everyone so
Ken?
far.
I'm amazed.
5 stars?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you had 6, I'd say that.
And the pastrami that I'm eating has been around since 1969, right?
No, that's actually our new pastrami recipe. We just did about 3 months ago. We decided to take control of it. It starts from our, we bring the raw brisket in, we corn it as a corned beef for 3 weeks. And then we take it, soak it, re-smoke it to make pastrami.
Oh, man.
And you're getting in-store made pastrami right there.
Hold on. Can we go through that again? Go through that again.
Raw brisket.
Mm-hmm.
And we corn it in the brine.
Now, what does that mean, corn it?
Put it in the brine for 21 days. So it takes it and turns it into corned beef.
Right.
And then you soak it and wash it to get some of the salt off. And then we smoke it in our smoker that we have at the store. And that makes the pastrami.
Now, wait a second. Pastrami is actually corned beef with a little more loving care. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Yeah. Did you know that, Ken? Mm-hmm. Come on, tell me. Mm-hmm. Come on. Mm-hmm. I want to hear from you.
His mouth's full.
What's the problem? So this is a family business, and I love that, of course. How is business going? Because I know that small businesses are having a rough time.
We're bucking that trend at Freddie's Market.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
People are coming in and they're recognizing, appreciating the quality of the food we're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
They can come in. We have a butcher shop, so it's fresh cut meats. We grind our chuck daily for the hamburger meat. Making these sandwiches from the stuff out of our own deli case. We have ready to eat hamburgers and hot dogs. It's our ground chuck pattied up. It's not a frozen patty. So people can taste the difference. And we decided not to gouge people in pricing. So you can get a $5 1/3 pound cheeseburger for lunch. That's fresh and ready to eat.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to tell you,
that's amazing. Actually,
it's hard to find a big, thick burger.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I mean, you order from anywhere, and it's the squished, smashed. I'm like, this isn't a burger. This is just
because it came out of factories.
Right.
And something else about that's pretty incredible. This is handmade, and I've been seeing ads of fast food restaurants saying, "Yes, we've got the value meals back. It's only $7." Like, well, it's not value.
Yeah, we took a step back and we looked at everything. We're like, everyone's doing it the same. Let's be different.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring quality back and not overcharge it like maybe some of the other stores around town like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're doing is we're creating the best product available, and the customers are recognizing it, and we're just seeing the growth. Like, these sandwiches don't last. People coming in, they're gobbling up. The high school kids are coming down on their lunch and grabbing lunch from our store.
Now you got another generation involved, right?
And so they recognize, because it might be mom and dad's money, but it doesn't matter. They're still going to spend
it. I don't care, yeah.
And and then we got the elementary kids coming over after school from Clark
Webster
School.
University's right there.
Webster
right?
University, so we sell like all the Fitz's products, single bottle, cold.
Oh.
So the elementary kids love to get their bottle of root beer.
Man, I haven't had a Fitz root beer in a long time.
I should have brought some.
No, it's okay.
Now, Brian, you said Webster University. Do you get a lot of students from there?
You notice them. You can definitely see they come in, and we have tables out front. So like on days like today, it'll be packed from lunchtime through early dinner. People just sitting outside eating their sandwiches, their burgers,
Now,
their hot dogs.
Eat inside too, or just outside?
We have only one table inside right now.
Okay, that's okay.
We're gonna add a second table. People do that more on the rainy days, super cold days, super hot days. But yeah, it's we're situated right in the middle of a neighborhood, so you get a lot of workers doing yard work, construction work, street work.
Cops,
occasionally,
yeah,
they'll come in and just they realize that they can not have to drive down to the value menu place,
right?
And
that's so funny.
They can get a great burger, a great sandwich. About 6 months ago, we started making our own hot dogs in house too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we're like, hey, let's try this. Let's have fun. Because that's what we're just having fun. And so we pipe up because we already do our own brats and Italian sausages.
Oh my God.
And so we're like, well, let's just find the mixture for a hot dog. And we did it. To me, it tastes like the most traditional hot dog you can ever have. And then we took the hot dog, we didn't case all of them, and we actually pattied them up, and we actually sell a hot dog burger.
Hot dog.
It's a burger made with hot dog
burger.
meat. Eaten like so the question always is, what do you put on it? Do you garnish it like a hot dog, or do you garnish it like a burger?
Yeah.
I put lettuce, tomato, mayo on it and eat a hot dog. I would never put that on a bun.
I have a sausage question. Where are you going?
Well, all I was going to say is the reason why I brought up the Webster students is because, I remember being very value conscious when I was in college, and I'm sure that they go there because that's part of it. But man, the food choice, I mean,
Right.
there's no competition there when you come to that comparing to a fast food chain.
And we're just continually expanding like our quality and our product lines.
So I have sausage questions.
Yes.
So do you have sweet and hot?
On the bulk sausage and the links,
Yeah.
we have an Italian sausage, which was my grandfather's recipe, and then we have a breakfast sausage, which was also my grandfather's recipe.
Those
And
are patties though, or
those are bulk.
Okay.
And then we link the Italian sausage, and then we offer a traditional brat, jalapeno cheddar brat, and a Bavarian brat.
'Cause
Okay.
My wife makes a great sausage and peppers. I mean, just unbelievable. So maybe we'll try some
Yeah.
from Freddie's Market. See how
And
that
then we've
works out.
expanded, like, we've been doing my mom's pumpkin bread, which was her family's recipe for
You got some of that
decades.
there, right?
That's right there. Yeah, for you guys to try whenever you get a moment.
Let me see that. I'm going to put that up here.
What the hell?
I'm just
That's
gonna
just
show
the way
people.
you worded it when you took the other thing.
I know.
Oh,
The
can I
other-
take a look at that? And I'm thinking, it's gone.
This is the pumpkin, handmade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've expanded our line of gooey butter cakes. We offer them in these, we call them the guiltless serving size.
Uh-huh.
It's because you won't feel guilty when you eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we've got traditional. He's got the German chocolate, which actually just debuted also today. So more breaking news: the German chocolate gooey butter cake is now available at Freddie's. And then we have bourbon. We have cinnamon pecan. We have a pumpkin for the fall
Of course,
season.
pumpkin spice.
We've done
Right.
red velvet. We've done lemon coconut.
So how big is this place? I mean, you got so much stuff going on there.
4,000 or 5,000 square feet.
Yeah.
4 aisles.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We pack a lot in that little spot.
So what kind of stuff can I go in there and get and bring home to add to whatever we're making at home?
So I'm trying to turn our focus on our grocery products to be more of the items such as, you're going to make a good, you're going to make some pastas at home, grab a good marinara, season it at home, add some Freddie's Italian sausage to that to get a good base. That's going to just start with a base marinara, but we'll give you a good marinara to start with. On the soup section, you're going to make gravies. So have the cream of mushroom, the cream of onion, the cream of celeries. We don't need 5 different types of chicken and noodles. I mean,
You're confusing the people from New Jersey because they call the sauce gravy back in New Jersey. So,
the red Italian sauce versus
you're confusing them.
What I noticed immediately about this guy when I first met you, Brian, I noticed how passionate you are about this, and it shows in your food. Actually, the family, do a lot of family members work at Freddie's?
My mom, dad, and me. That's it. My sister doesn't live in town.
Okay.
I only have one sister. You'll find occasionally my kids will be over at the store helping out.
Okay.
The gooey butter cakes that you're trying is actually my wife's company. She launched.
Okay.
So we call it our in-house bakery brand, but we gave it a different name.
Okay.
She Italian?
She's not.
That's okay.
We brought her in. We brought her into the family.
That's okay.
but I'm passionate about it, but I've got a staff around me that's just as passionate.
That's what I
awesome.
mean, yeah.
I mean, like nothing you guys have tried today didn't already go through rounds of every employee trying it and getting
wow.
feedback. Because we're like, I can like it, but I can't guarantee you're going to like it.
Right.
And we've all got different tastes. And so once we've got a consensus, that's when the customers get tried. And occasionally, if customers are shopping and we're tasting stuff, we'll slide one across the counter and say, let us know what you think.
That's
Okay.
so smart.
That is
so
really
smart.
I love to get the food in the customer's hands and give me their feed. They're the ones going to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So I need their opinion.
So you
Love the
see,
passion,
I'm
man.
sure a lot of repeat customers, right? People coming in.
Yeah. I've got customers shopping that I remember when I was at grade school at Clark School down the street that I still recognize and see today.
And you know what, Vic? That I look so forward to that. I live in Afton. I'm not too far from you, but I remember, and I won't say the name of the place, but I was really looking forward to this one place that just opened up. It was Hispanic food. It was, a really nice variety. It wasn't good, and I didn't go back because of that. But if it was good, and as a testament, I go to a couple of other places. Sushi place near us is amazing. We go there all the time. And that's the same way. If people are coming back to your store, it's got to be good.
The greatest thing we've noticed recently is like my mom will because she'll be helping stock day, and she'll be like, these are all new faces. I haven't seen them before. I was like, I know, we're getting new customers like on a weekly basis, and we're getting a consistent message from them. Drove by for years, never stopped in, and then they come in. They go, I didn't know a place like this still existed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're offering differently.
Total throwback.
We are not your other supermarkets in town. We're a neighborhood grocery store, and our name says Freddie's Market. We don't even I'm going to focus on market, which means I'm going to make sure they're getting the experience they want of a neighborhood family market, which means they're going to be talking. All of our employees talk to the customers. They'll be asking, they know details about these customers that I can't remember, but they'll say stuff like, oh, how's your grandkid doing? Or, I'm like, I didn't even know they had grandkids, but my employees know this about my customers.
Yeah.
Where are you getting that around town?
Nowhere.
You're not.
No.
I mean, even outside our industry, no one cares about the customer anymore, but we do. I remind my employees on a daily basis. Without the customers, first of all, I tell them, I can't do this without you guys. They are
right.
as important to me as everything else, but I remind all of them, we can't do this without people on the other side of that counter.
Well, that's like our Vic heads. I mean, and you're going to see some Vic heads, I guarantee you, that'll be coming into your shop.
I love the whole sense of family business too. Your kids are learning how to start a business, how to be a business, right?
They're seeing the struggles firsthand of the long hours, the hard work it takes to be successful, but they're seeing it's earned.
They've watched you,
and
they look up to you. Your dad, they look up to you. They know how hard you work, and they know that hard work pays off. And I'll bet they work as hard as they can for you,
as much as teenagers and younger can. But yes,
well, yeah, I mean,
but they love to be able, they love to say this is Nana B and Peepaw's store, right?
Yeah.
To them, that's they'll have a friend, and they're like, hey, can we run over to the store, Mom, and to grab something? And they'll walk in yeah, this is my my Peepaw and Nana B's store. They're so proud of that.
Yeah.
And then customers realize that, that's technically there's the 5th generation in the store right now.
Right.
And they're like, whoa, 5 generations in the store. I mean, when my parents, me, and my kids are there, you got 3 generations of Bononis inside that store right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not coming in a suit tie. You're overlooking them. They're there to critique we're there to be working and unloading a truck and running a forklift or grinding meat or stocking shelves. I mean, nothing's below us.
And the work ethic those kids are learning is incredible.
Absolutely.
So Larry is your dad?
Larry's my dad.
Where's he? A little too busy to
He's
come
at the store
in
right
and
now.
visit a paisan?
So a little busy.
So Wednesday's my day off.
Oh.
So he, on his part of his semi-retirement, he gets to run the store on Wednesdays.
That's fair enough.
And then so he's there now. I was there this morning to go grab all this stuff.
Yeah.
But he's today we're doing Monday through Fridays we do a hot lunch. It's available from 11 a.m. till it runs out of. And so today's a homemade beef stroganoff.
So 11 to 11:30.
Yeah.
Right.
Most famous one is Monday, Meatloaf Monday. We do it's a homemade meatloaf, homemade mashed potatoes, store special cooked green beans, a roll of dessert, all for $12.99.
Look at that.
People come in, they'll buy one. It's 2 meals.
Yeah.
It's
that's my problem. I eat the whole meal for 2 meals.
I agree. So I think I need to get 2 meals in.
Yeah.
But it's Monday through Friday. We run them on a Facebook page the night before. You can see what for lunch is. We have the whole calendar up for the whole month, so people can pick out. The pastrami is going to be on there, I think, next Friday for lunch. People can call ahead. You can always call ahead and reserve anything, and we'll have it ready for you when you get here.
Oh wow!
So it's just we just want to get good food in the hands of people.
Yeah.
Good family food, good family business, good family people. I love it.
And it's on Big Bend at, was that 9052?
I was going to say that. I was just going to say that. You didn't think I was going to get down to that? It's written right under the name of the place.
It's the corner of Rock Hill and Big Bend. It's the part of Big Bend south of 44, right across the street from Johnson's Auto Care, in case you happen to know where that's at. But
come on, play it. Play it.
Ken, Thunder Stealer.
Thunder Stealer. Yeah. All right. So 9052 Big Bend Boulevard. Got it in. In Webster. And the hours again, please?
Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays till 6 p.m.
Okay.
Well, that sandwich was amazing. So
keep at it, man. And we'll be by. My wife and I'll be by. We love to go and just hang out in an Italian market.
Yeah, to make sure you got time though, because I talk a long time.
That's fine.
We love talking.
Who are you talking to here?
Yeah.
But the smells, as soon as you walk in, it smells Italian. It smells meat, food.
It smells
cheese.
like something's baking in back.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
And that is great.
Fresh breads or cooked bacon or chicken penne Alfredo pasta.
Oh, God, you're killing me. You're killing me.
There's a lot more stuff there than I thought.
Yeah.
People
need to pull in. This Saturday, 11 to 4, we're actually having a 100-year anniversary party in the parking lot.
100-year anniversary this Saturday.
This Saturday, 11 to 4.
Oh, wow.
We got a lot of our local companies we work with, like local dairy farmers who we sell their product. They're going to be there setting up, you can actually meet the dairy farmer. You can meet, we got some local tastings from local, liquor vendors and stuff like that of local products. We pride ourselves on all these small businesses that got their start in our store.
Fantastic.
Love that. I love that. Yeah.
Love Italians. Love Italian food. Love it. Love Italians. Love Italian. Love Brian Bononi. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We appreciate you very much. And I'm sure my wife and I will be in there very soon to smell the place. One of the best smells to me is walking on my house and garlic is browning in a pan.
Yeah.
Love that smell. All right, listen, thank you so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Joe Biden. Mr. Martini is next. Is that his name?
Yes.
Mr. Martini.
Also known as Jamie Allman.
Oh, right. He's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Woosh, woosh.
Dr. Randy Tobler here, and I know that when you're looking for a dentist, you have to make sure you choose a dental practice that's compatible with you and the needs of your family. Well, I'd like to tell you about my dentist, Dr. Dan Cusimano, and his partner, Megan Dwyer, and their team at Advanced Dentistry at St. Charles. The great team at Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles can accommodate all of your cosmetic and restorative needs because their passion is general dentistry. Implants, crowns, bridges, even dentures. That what you need the most is what they'll provide in a personalized, focused way. And they can provide therapeutic and cosmetic options like Botox and dermal fillers. Get to know them and all they have to offer by calling 636-978-0226 or visit them on the web at advanceddentistrynow.com. That's Dr. Daniel Cusimano and Dr. Megan Dwyer at Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles.
That's Advanced Dentistry Now, 636-978-0226. Or visit them on the web at advanceddentistrynow.com.
Jamie Allman here with the Allman Report. Pleased to be with Jordan Rosenblum. Google the bagel loan. That's what it's all about. Jordan, tell me about purchasing a home, brother.
Purchasing a home right now, it's a tough market. You're going to see a lot of competition. On the bagel loan that we have, you're going to have no closing costs, no title fees, no appraisal fees, no lender fees. Saves an average client almost $4,000 on a transaction. Customer service, unbelievable. Text, call anytime.
As I know, as a real estate agent, Google the bagel loan. Google the bagel loan, folks.
NMLS number 226715.
Why leave your company's story to chance? In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The bird was flying last night during a forum on the hotly contested race for New York City mayor. Although Democratic Socialist candidate Zoran Mamdani is leading former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo in the latest polls, a dark horse candidate has now picked up support. At a roundtable broadcast carried on AM 970 The Answer in New York City, nationally syndicated talk radio host Mike Gallagher says he's backing the Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa.
I don't think the numbers favor Curtis in any way, shape, or form. The numbers didn't favor Donald Trump in 2016 either. Hillary had a 93% chance of winning the election. So you go in as an American, you go in as a New Yorker, and you vote your principles, you vote your convictions, and you let God sort it out. But you move heaven and earth to vote for the guy who you know would be a better mayor than Andrew Cuomo, and that's Curtis Sliwa. That's Mr. Law and Order.
Sliwa, the founder of the Guardian Angels crime prevention organization, is currently running third in the polls as the November 4th election approaches. As expected, former FBI Director James Comey has pleaded not guilty to lying to Congress 5 years ago as he appeared in court today. Eric Trump, the president's son, says James Comey is guilty of a number of things, including leaking material to the press.
It's not crime fighting. That's using a massive agency to otherwise, target political opponents.
More medical concerns for Colorado football coach Deion Sanders. We get more from correspondent Bill Alexander.
Sanders is undergoing a procedure that's related to his blood clots, with the hope of being back at practice and on the sideline this weekend against Iowa State. The surgery is called aspiration thrombectomy. Sanders said it will take several hours. The 58-year-old gave the medical update at the end of his weekly news conference, saying he can't wait to get past this hurdle. He added it's hereditary and has nothing to do with him working at the level he's trying to compete at. I'm Bill Alexander.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Rich Thomason reports commercial building owners are looking for a new way to keep employees cool during the dog days of summer.
They're turning to ice batteries for air conditioning. It's a technology that freezes water into ice at night when electricity is cheaper.